Trophies for the whole team. We got it on demand, we never sold dreams. Now the whole scene looking like a whole dream. That's why it's MVP trophies for my whole team. Got them hating lanes pissed every time my niggas talk. Winning all we know, be like fuck a sign of loss. The race going up, you could call it hustle heaven. I'm gon' eat what I kill when I want, if a craving, nigga. Trophies for the whole team. We got it on demand, we never sold dreams. Now the whole scene looking like a whole dream. That's why it's MVP trophies for my whole team. Got them hating lanes pissed every time a nigga talk. Winning all we know, be like fuck a sign of loss. The race going up, you could call it hustle heaven. I'm gon' eat what I kill when I want, if a craving, nigga.
Popping bottles and popping models before the IG. Blowing this green, my bitch better than poison ivy. I got that itch, real nigga, how you define me? Fever pitch, I'm Slick Rick back in the 90s. I got my patch on, used to fly all my packs home. Only personal smoke, die before it was well known. I'm talking Cali, San Fernando Valley gas, homie. Rain pulled up on me, had like 7 strands on me, no cap. Bars, these bars, I'm the captain of my shit. In fact, my niggas out, moving all type of shit. Eat up or be a hungry nigga, that ain't my forte. Lyrical slaughter, my mama said, I'm Bobby Boucher. They ain't gon' like me, I'm Donald minus the toupee. List the guarantee and I got my niggas on 3-way. A quick call, the king is sick, it's go time. I don't beg for stripes, nigga, I earn mine.
Trophies for the whole team. We got it on demand, we never sold dreams. Now the whole scene looking like a whole dream. That's why it's MVP trophies for my whole team. Got them hating lanes pissed every time my niggas talk. Winning all we know, be like fuck a sign of loss. The race going up, you could call it hustle heaven. I'm gon' eat what I kill when I want, if a craving, nigga. Trophies for the whole team. We got it on demand, we never sold dreams. Now the whole scene looking like a whole dream. That's why it's MVP trophies for my whole team. Got them hating lanes pissed every time a nigga talk. Winning all we know, be like fuck a sign of loss. The race going up, you could call it hustle heaven. I'm gon' eat what I kill when I want, if a craving, nigga.
Trophy case they loaded, if I'm being humble. Man, my flow got splashed like 11 puddles. After school detention, you don't want no trouble. The way these bodies piling up, did somebody fumble? Stand over the body, let me ask you something. Stash the money in the oven, couple racks or something. Water main broke, so she called the plumber. Started poking shorty back like an acupuncture. Man, my appetite for money got me fat as fuck. Y'all be laughing to the bank, I'll be mad as fuck. In this game, it's one drive, you better cash in. Either you go run to death or somebody pass in. That sound tragic. Man, forget the casket. Skip the funeral arrangements and city taxes. Had to check my tax bracket. I'm gaining traction. And I still got my trophies than you whack rappers.
Trophies for the whole team. We got it on demand, we never sold dreams. Now the whole scene looking like a whole dream. That's why it's MVP trophies for my whole team. Got them hating lanes pissed every time my niggas talk. Winning all we know, be like fuck a sign of loss. The race going up, you could call it hustle heaven. I'm gon' eat what I kill when I want, if a craving, nigga. Trophies for the whole team. We got it on demand, we never sold dreams. Now the whole scene looking like a whole dream. That's why it's MVP trophies for my whole team. Got them hating lanes pissed every time a nigga talk. Winning all we know, be like fuck a sign of loss. The race going up, you could call it hustle heaven. I'm gon' eat what I kill when I want, if a craving, nigga.
Emerged from the freestyles in North Flame basement. True.
king, nigga. We don't even walk up on the same pavement. Spence with it. Even if I crash, I'm still great. Strapped up, picture Bokeem running through them gates. I'm telling you, brother to brother. Now can you relate? Well, only big dollar amounts can restore the faith. Now it's scary hours amongst us. My hunger, it was a come up. Flow shine is when the sun up. Green Coopers in the cart move fast, so that's a wonder. Call it Alex Felix number, how it run up. I'm the son in the east of 5. I'm just waiting for my come up. Listen up, I max, and I ain't just talking about my dream. An outcast, I threw 3 stacks to get that blue dream. Y'all shit me up. Said, nigga, you think you nice with them schemes? I told them if I'm on the scene, I close a caption for the team. Listen, I tripled up twice. Image MJ with the green. The hook set our greatness up. Yeah, none of our names be Kareem. Now it's trophies for the whole team. We got it on demand, we never sold dreams. Now the whole scene looking like a whole dream. That's why it's MVP trophies for my whole team. Got them hating lanes pissed every time my niggas talk. Winning all we know, be like fuck a sign of loss. The race going up, you could call it hustle heaven. I'm gonna eat what I kill when I want it for craving, nigga. Trophies for the whole team. We got it on demand, we never sold dreams. Now the whole scene looking like a whole dream. That's why it's MVP trophies for my whole team. Got them hating lanes pissed every time a nigga talk. Winning all we know, be like fuck a sign of loss. The race going up, you could call it hustle heaven. I'm gonna eat what I kill when I want it for craving, nigga.
Yeah. What up? Y'all already know what it is. Man. We here Tuesday night. We about to get straight to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. You know we're gonna do it like we used to. It was good, everybody, man. We waiting on King Els to come through. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get to it, man. We got a lot of things we want to discuss. Oh, damn, Els right there. Oh, shit, okay. Ain't got to prolong no situation today. There you go, right there, man.
Yeah, I didn't see the link at first.
What you say, bro?
I didn't see the link at first. That's why I was like,
oh, okay. Yeah, I literally just dropped it, so that's my bad.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, we're gonna get straight to it, man. What's good with you though, El, man? Hold on, we ain't gonna go in just like that though, man. El, what's good with you, bro?
Shit, not much, bro. Just chilling out. You already know, just chilling out, relaxing. You know what I mean? Studying and all that good stuff. That's about it. What's good with you, bro?
Man, I can't call it, man. You know, I'm just sitting up here, man, chilling, man. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do about something to eat, man. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man. You said what now?
I literally just ordered something.
You said you literally just ordered something?
Yeah. Yeah, got me some chicken gyro.
You said a chicken hero. What you ordered from Gyro City or what's that place called?
Funny.
It's on Main Street.
Yeah, the Funny Brick.
Yeah. Yeah, we here, man. We're gonna get straight to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get straight to it, man.
Get your popcorn ready. Connecticut, South Carolina, coming today, Sunday afternoon.
That's the video?
Oh, yeah, play the next one. Yep.
The fuck?
Where it froze up.
The hell?
What happened?
I don't know what the hell that was.
Get your popcorn ready. Connecticut, South Carolina, coming your way Sunday afternoon.
There you go.
Popcorn.
Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah.
The popcorn ready, man. Shout out to UConn, Lady Huskies, man. You feel me? 13th straight title. You feel me? Dominating college women's basketball for the past 13 years. Shout out to UConn. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm gonna let L have it. You know, this L squad, man. So, you know.
Here, play the next video. We're gonna watch the highlights from the game.
Okay.
Paige Bucket, see what I mean?
Paige fire, man.
Shout out to Paige. Z, Sarah Strong, all the Huskies, man. Great fucking season.
They definitely represented, man. I gotta say that. That's 13 seasons.
Yeah, that's our 12th championship, man. We just trying to restore the feeling, man. I told people at the beginning of this year, if we stay healthy, what we is going to do. And South Carolina this, South Carolina that. We beat South Carolina by 20 points both games we played them this year. You know what I mean? Both times. Not once, but twice. That's the team that's been running college basketball for these, since we've been off our game the last, 8 years?
We may know.
So, we back.
Gone on you with the pick and roll. Younger Flame, he in sicko mode.
Hey.
This here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out, boys. That's Nike boys hopping our coast. This shit way too big. When we pull up, give me the loot. Was off the Remy, had up at post. Had to hit my old town to duck the news. 2-4-hour lockdown, we made no moves. Now it's 4 a.m. and I'm back up popping with the crew. I just landed in Chase B mixes pop like Jamba Joe's. Different color chains, think my jeweler really selling fruits. And they joking, man, know the crackers wish it was a no. Sunset.
Gone on you with the
Yeah.
And another one.
Shout out to PB, man. She hey, man. She ain't no freshman, is she?
Nah, she going to the WNBA, number 1 pick right there. We looking at. See, the thing is, Paige, she been hurt the last couple years. So last year she actually played. She led us to the Final Four. We lost to Iowa. Caitlin Clark and them, and we had 5 5-star recruits actually hurt. That was like midway through the season to the rest of the season. So we was hurt. Then the year before that, Paige was hurt. We got to remember, Paige had an ACL. Like, she got a whole new knee. She had to sit out a couple years. So Paige, she been sitting back watching all these. What do you say, like the gangsters? She been sitting back watching all these girls get fat while she been, laid up. But now she came to get what she was supposed to get. I feel like Paige could have got at least 2 to 3 championships of her run, but you can't help injuries. Injuries are part of the game, and I'm glad to see her get one. Legendary UConn, you already know what it is. The basketball capital of the world, you already know what it is. And yeah, man, it was a dope thing to watch them come through the tournament, do what they did. They did it in a dominant fashion. And, shout out to them, man. Fun fact, y'all, if y'all know, Paige is one of the last ones to be under that Kobe tutelage. You know what I mean? She one of the ones that was going to Kobe's camps in California. And, she was part of that whole Kobe camp, one of his favorite players.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, Paige is like one of the...
I didn't know that's a super fun fact right there.
Yeah, Paige was one of them ones that Kobe really loved, and that was like one of his favorite players. As y'all know, his daughter was going to come to, had the untimely, passing of his young daughter. She was already committed to go to UConn too. So,
rest in the answers to Kobe and Gianna. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Gianna would have been a beast if she would have been out. Man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, she would have been.
She would have been playing this year.
She's been playing with Paige. She'd have been getting the championship this year, man. So it was a big thing, you know.
Crazy.
Just to see it unfold the way it did, and you know, well deserved, man. You know, I've told people that's been my motto all year. You know, we was gonna come to restore the feeling, and we did that. You know what I mean? I'm glad that they backed up my words for me. Shout out to UConn. You already know what it is. I'm gonna take a sip of that, y'all. You know what I mean?
Shout out to UConn Lady Huskies, man, for doing it 13 years in a row. That's
yeah, we've been to the Final Four.
That's monumental right
there. The Final Four.
That's super dominant. All right, let's get to what the coach was talking about.
Yeah.
You really don't. You don't prepare speeches for something like this, you know. Although today I was thinking, man, what am I going to say if things don't go our way? You know, how can you describe the emotions that you would feel if you know, if it went the wrong way for us, when there's so much riding on this game for a lot of people, you know, a lot of people at UConn, and mostly for, you know, for Paige being their last opportunity to do this. So I just kept thinking something good has to happen, because if we were going to lose, it would have been before now. I don't think the basketball gods would take us all the way to the end. They've been really cruel with some of these kids on this team. You know, they've suffered a lot of the, you know, the things that could go wrong in the college career as an athlete. And so they don't need any more heartbreak. So they weren't going to take us here and then give us more heartbreak. I kept holding on to that. And I'm glad they were rewarded. This was one of the more emotional Final Fours and emotional national championships that I've been a part of since that very first one.
At this time, we'll open up with questions for our student athletes. Doug, we'll have you go first.
Doug Feinberg.
I didn't realize that was that pause that long.
Shout out to Gino, man.
Man, shout out to Coach G, man.
I'm glad.
You know, people be trying to talk stuff about Coach G, like saying stuff like, well, he coaching girls. Well, he's very good at coaching girls, man. And they've been dominant in NCAA for the past 13 years. So, you know, he's a hell of a coach.
Hell of a coach.
I would say if he was coaching boys, it'd probably be the same thing. Why wouldn't it be? What's the difference?
Yeah, he's a tough coach, man. You know, that's one thing I do get from everybody that talks about him is how he is with everybody. You know, he adjusts to the style of person you are, and he's not going to be easy on even the star players like some coaches might be. So I respect Gino, man. You know, I'm fortunate enough to, you know, be a UConn fan for before they was even winning the champion, when they really started running them off. So it's dope. You know, it's dope to see it keep going and going and going. And now we relevant. You know, UConn, the men, we won back-to-back. And then this year, the women won. So really, as a university in basketball, we won 3 years straight. You know, so shout out to UConn. Like I said, you know, we the basketball capital of the world. I'm very appreciative to be a UConn fan, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I'm not a fan of UConn, to be honest with you. I really don't pay attention to female college sports. But, you know, the fact that they've been winning for the past 13 years, man, you know, I mean, I can't do nothing but salute and respect that. You feel me? And I actually watched a couple of their games, man. Don't UConn, they are nice. Yeah. They dominate almost every team they play. Like, and there's some good teams, like South Carolina. They've been consistently going to the finals and Final Four last some 10 years, whatever.
They've been the bullies on the block the last like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. So,
you know,
beautiful thing, man. Shout out to all the ladies in NCAA sports, man. Haley.
Shout out to Haley getting the cover of that Sports Illustrated. Haley be talking shit too. I like Haley, man. She gonna be dope. She going to the WNBA too, so she be right there.
Then Haley with the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, man.
It's good to see Haley's bounce back because people was trying to clown her for the, she was in the USA 3-on-3 and all that, and she got a fucking bronze medal, so she got a medal already. You know what I mean?
Right.
Haley, man, she's just a cool chick. You know what I mean? And she seemed like she gonna be a hooper in the WNBA as well. I like her. She a point guard. She transferred over to where she at. She broke the school's record in points and assists for the season. So she went out there and dominated. And now she's going to the WNBA. They gave her the cover of the Sports Illustrated. So I definitely wanted to highlight that because she seemed like she's such a dope hooper. Shout out to Haley, y'all.
Man. And you want to know the thing that I like about this spread and cover for Sports Illustrated, right? It's tasteful.
Yeah.
It ain't like crazy. It ain't like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Notice how she did not show her ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like full on back shot looking over her shoulder. Did y'all pay attention to that? I want to point that out for a specific reason.
And then you're going to probably get some people that's going to try to say, because she ain't got no ass. Like, Haley got a little, you know what I mean? Haley cool, man. I'm just
She's an athlete. She has an athletic build. She got an ass. For sure she does.
Even in this, like Haley, I think she's even cuter naturally than she was even with the makeup on. It's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. Shout out to Haley, man. You know what I'm saying? And she a beast.
Yeah, super beast.
Can't sleep on Haley's skills on the court at all. You feel me? Hey, when you said play dub intro, and now what dub intro you talking about?
Should be on the list. Did you get the songs?
Hold on, let me see. Nah, I didn't.
Yeah, the songs ain't got through with the email?
I don't see them. Nah, I don't see them. Oh, hold on, my fault. I see them now. I'm tripping. My bad, bro.
I'm tripping. I'm too high.
That's my bad, y'all. Charges in my head.
Look, y'all, I got my hands on some original OG. I'm over here crying. He came through and gave me some of this original OG. You know what I mean? He didn't even have to tell me what it was. I said, that's OG. As soon as he opened the bag up, I said, yeah.
The OG. So we're going to get to this track right here, man. My brother. Dub intro. This is a dub intro. They don't tell them who on this track. You understand me? I don't even remember who's on this track. This say dub intro. I was more than 2 of them. You know what I'm talking about? Smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe to the page. Okay.
No rain, but elite. John Boy, Bombs, Young D, Rick Gold, D Mill, B, G, YG, I also want to say keep your head up the bird. Because Chris is white and real gangster. When you put us all together, we the link from the streets to your corporate home. It's being applied by ourselves. Get it? If not, get it. Conceal weapons, see guns. Life is based on decisions. Sort of like head-on collisions. I cause lyrical incisions since I cut youngers up with my wordplay. I've been looking out like trappers on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You only checked up on what birds say. Give it up quick, yeah, we know how them herds pay. Let's say, her say, you was me and I was you. I wouldn't hate, I would try to do what you do. You confused and got the game twisted just like praise. Ruger in hand, give niggas still afraid. I walk alone in the valley of death, where it's rats and snakes that'll kill you for a penny or less. Blood sucking leeches, can't even trust our preachers. Government fucked up, look what the schools teach us. Only thing left to get money as fast as you can, and not end up like the can.
Yeah. Classic banger for y'all right there. That's off of that joint y'all put out. What was it called? What's the name of that?
That was my Reflections of a Gemini, number part 1.
Yeah. That Reflections of a Gemini.
Gotta put that back out, y'all. You know, it was a long time ago. That was the first song that I recorded with Kid Magic. I remember when Walt, he hit me up. I was home from school. He said, hey, I'm at the studio. Had me go way out to Oakland Park. For those that know, that was Kid Magic's original studio. I get out there and Walt like, yo, I want you can record. I'm thinking I'm recording with him. He said, no, I want you to record because Walt know me from all the way first grade. So I'm like, fuck it. He like, you got? I'm like, yeah, I got song, beats, all that. You know what I mean? We used to stay ready back in the day. I recorded 3 songs in my little hour that I had, 3 verses. Kid Magic was like, what the fuck? Like, hold on, man, you did three verses? Like, yeah.
He was amazed by the craft and the ethic, man, at such a young age, man.
Yeah, bro. He couldn't believe that I did 3, I was able to fit 3 literal verses in a 1-hour session. First time I met him. And Walt was so cool, man. He was doing this all Ohio mixtape. He was actually on it. It had like Busy Bone, John Legend, Bone. It was Life Jennings. Had all kind of John Legend. Had all kind of heavy hitters from Ohio. Jay Rawls on there. Do you know they took all 3 of the joints I did that day and put them on there and spread them out? It was like a double disc CD. So I always got to give Walt, you know what I mean, a huge shout out for that because he didn't even have a song on there, but he was like, yo, this shit dope. Man. He put all 3 of my freestyles on there. That was the very first joint that I recorded with Kid Magic. So that was a dope, dope experience.
That's a dope story too, man.
Yeah, shout out to Def Lock, yo.
Shout out to Def Lock, shout out to Kid Magic, man. We go way, way back, you know what I'm talking about? Shout out to DJ Kid Magic, man. Let's go, man. You already know what it is, man. Duke versus Houston's wild, right?
He reached it over. Yeah. Reached
technical.
Yeah, that's a technical. So Sion James trying to inbound it. Tugler trying to defend it and made contact with the ball. A technical foul. Yeah. Knipple, 92% at the free throw line.
Why not pick him? You do not want to foul now.
Knipple, drive. Knipple denied by Tugler. Houston comes up with a defensive stand. 6-point game. 42 seconds to go.
No threes, no fouls. You're thinking of your Duke.
Sharp loses his footing. Uzan now with 35 seconds left. Sharp. The jumper. He's got it. The toss in by James. Floated upstairs. Knocked away. Claimed by Sharp. Wilson goes back. He fires. No good. And he cuts it to 1.
How about that weak side rebound?
James. Bounce. Knipple. Proctor will get it across.
Gotta give it.
Oh,
and he does. 20 seconds left. Wilson fouls it. It's a 1-and-1. No good. Flag got his hand on it.
Flag over the top.
It is. And now it's going to be 1-1 for Houston with 19.6 to play. Wow.
He's sick. Look at it.
Deep breath for Roberts. Tie game.
Oh, man.
This one's for the lead. It's good.
Yeah.
A 13-3 run over the last 2 minutes.
Let's go.
They enter it to James. Timeout. Get it in. Knipple. 15 seconds left. Now it's Flag. Makes his move. Flag. Back in. Flag. Short. Rebounded by Houston and Wilson. Got a foul. 3.4 when they called the foul. There's 2.5, and Houston is in the driver's seat.
Wow.
I would look for Kelvin to call the timeout if he makes this one.
Second one for Cryer. So poised.
The same thing.
Definitely made the shot in the final.
Trap and maybe give it.
If Houston, do you foul right away?
Yeah, maybe.
Long one. James, knock away. Knipple.
Wow.
Back outside. Proctor tosses it up. It's no good. The dream remains alive for the Houston Cougars. A furious comeback to knock off Duke.
Hey, man. And I'm glad you had that clip because I did not watch that game, man. And that's how it ended, man. That's wild, man.
Yeah, man. It was an exciting one, man. That's why I had to play that.
Yeah.
See that last like 2 minutes of the game and how it really unfolded.
That shit blew everybody's ticket up, man.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. It fucked up my bet, man. I was gonna turn $2 into like 200. And I was like, all I needed was Duke to win. And I'm thinking like,
oh, damn, I forgot, man. I didn't get to see the game.
I just knew I had that 200 in my pocket, bro. And then these niggas, they gave up 7 points in 15 seconds. I was yeah, man. Shout out to Houston, man.
Shout out to Houston, man. Shout out to Houston, man. Out there looking good against goddamn Duke, man.
Yeah.
Looking great.
And pulled
When
it
the last time Houston been to the finals?
Shit, it was a while ago, man. I want to say it was. You know what? It wasn't too long ago. But the time
you really think it wasn't that long ago, though, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Now I think about it. They made it, but they just ain't win. Like they ain't never won one before. This would have been their first one.
Right.
So,
all right, let's go, man.
Final four, 25 is underway.
Right, Eagle Grant Hill right now. The Gators go a little
and it's blocked by Chinyelu.
They are great flicking it back out. Nice look.
And it's caught. The throwdown for Florida here. 11th all-time. Roll to the right. Chinyelu. Get out of the way.
Well, they got a little accident here. So it might be Tugler.
It is.
The opportunities for offensive rebounds early. Nice pass.
Hunter. Francis. Major slam. Ball screen. Clayton.
Yeah, he's really struggling.
He's there. And the follow dunk goes.
Reliable
Against Duke. Cryer lets it fly. It's good. A long distance connection. Gives it up. Hamilton rejected by Francis. Short lob it up.
They got to have a straight run in the finals, man.
Give it up and come
That
back
was dope. I played
Got it.
putting on the show for everybody.
Clayton doesn't have that middle game. Nice lob here,
And a slam for Condon.
2 offensive rebounds a game. Coach got to make sure he sticks them.
Isolation, Roberts. Great angle. And they like that matchup. Clock at 5. Rejected on the perimeter by Hill. Running the floor and Hill twisting and turning for the bucket of the foul.
How good was that sprint?
Screen Hout. One-on-one with Arsenault. Clayton the drive. Clayton ducks inside. He's got the hoop of the heart.
And no ball screen.
48. Cougars lead the Gators. There's that little play they like to run. Clayton gets to the hoop and the foul. What a great call from the bench in the national championship. Pull-up jump shot. He's got it. He is unabashed out there. That kid showing and recovering. Roberts hard drive. That's his game. It's Francis. Houston.
This game was fire, man.
Boy, they done some great things out of a timeout. The block by Howe. Cryer didn't have a chance. Great help. Clayton over to Martin. He drives. Martin Baker, no. Foul call. 46.5.
Them young brothers out here
Sharp
balling.
Sharp with 10. She lost it. Out of bounds. Turnover, Houston. Clearly, Florida does. They surround Howe. Now to Clayton. Ahead. Over Aberdeen's head. He tracks it down, and then there's contact. UZM will get called for the foul with 19. The furious comeback. Aberdeen makes the second attempt at 65-63. UZM gonna go. UZM, give it up. Cryer, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Sharp. He walked. He can't touch it. He can't. 1 second. And it's over.
Let's go.
On top of the college basketball world.
Man,
Championship.
how that started with, man. You made it to the
It's a
finals,
great day
man.
to be a Gator. They win the national.
Yeah, man. Me and Court was sitting over there watching that, man. Falling back, man. It was an exciting game, you know.
Yep.
I mean, it was just back and forth, pause the whole game. And it just was athleticism at its finest to me, man. I enjoy watching that game, man. Kicking it with my brother Court. You know what I'm saying? I know my brother Court, a.k.a. Rain Man. We sitting over there watching the game, and it was a dope game, man. Shout out to Florida, man, for taking it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that game was going down.
I'm surprised Glitz ain't in the building, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's his team right there.
Oh, no, he a North Carolina fan.
Oh, he's just Florida and what's the name? Football?
Football. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it was dope to see Florida get back there too and do what they do, man.
Yeah, it was. It was, man. It was a dope game. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to Houston. You know what I'm talking about?
All right, that's why I had picked that. You know, I showed the homies my bracket. That's how I had it picked. I did have Duke in the only difference I had Duke in the championship game, but
okay.
Houston got there, and we saw what happened. You know, I had Florida winning it all, and we seen them do what they do.
All right, we're gonna get to this play. Well, this is some hockey. Let's go.
Wilson finds him, top of the circle, left wing boards. And hockey history. Gretz's office was behind the net. I don't think there's any doubt that we know where that man's office is. Amazing. Right part of your screen, Tom Wilson finds him, top of the circle, left wing boards. And hockey history. Wilson finds him, top of the circle.
Damn.
Left wing part of your screen. Tom Wilson finds him. Top of the circle. Left wing boards. And hockey history. Gretz's
Shout out to Ovechkin, man.
I don't think there's any doubt that we know where that man's office is. Amazing. Right part of your
Yeah, hockey is crazy, man. I'll be having to salute the dudes that play professional hockey, man. Man, listen on them skates, G.
Yeah.
Well,
These cats, I saw Ryan Lomax and who was it? Will and Trey. They're talking about
right part of your
how LeBron is more durable than Ovechkin. I'm like, bro, a hockey player playing 20 years and an NBA playing 20 years has way different mileage on their body. You know, I get that, you know, we love LeBron, man. He's great, but we can't compare a 20-year career in the NHL talking about durability compared to somebody that's playing in the NBA. For one, NBA, you don't have contact is damn near non-existent. And in hockey, they literally playing football on skates. So
basically, and they can sit up there and really hit for real too.
Yeah, you can fight.
Left wing boards.
Go to the next clip. It shows like a different view.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Show the up top view so you can see it. So what we watching here, y'all, Alex Ovechkin, he broke the legendary, the GOAT, Wayne Gretzky scoring record, which we thought never would happen. So shout out, man.
Shout out to
I said I'd be the first guy to shake your hand when you broke the record. And I wore this pin.
Wayne Gretzky, man.
I said I'd be the first guy to shake your hand when you broke the record. And I wore this pin.
Wayne Gretzky, man.
Yeah.
You did. Shout out to Wayne Gretzky, man. Shout out to Ovechkin. Monumental feat. Listen, my man L, you know, he rock with the hockey real heavy, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I do want to kind of go to a Blue Jacket. That's one thing I ain't never been to a Blue Jackets game. That's crazy.
We definitely got to go.
Yeah, man. Next time you get tickets to a Blue Jackets game, I want to go. I'm going to call me a jersey too, man.
Yep, you know, I've been trying to get you to go for a couple years now.
Definitely have.
No,
we about to get
some good seats.
Go ahead, Al.
I'll be out some dope seats too.
Yeah, I know you do, man. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get to some more. My brother King L. Oh, this is L. Oh, no, there's more concealed weapons. You did. Smash that like
all these are throwback tracks today, y'all. Those are my throwback tracks.
We taking y'all back to the, you know, in time with these tracks right here.
Shout out my brother Rain Man on the track.
It's natural. Sun shining off the beach and shit like cloud. I don't want to be rude, we ain't acting now. My brother, this is simply natural. It's natural. Sun shining off the beach and shit like cloud. I don't mean to be rude, we ain't acting now. My brother, this is simply natural.
I'm from the CO, out here, niggas stick you like Velcro, but we like flap at your feet and leave you with shell toes. Out here, niggas sell hoes like alphabet soup, and every day we play the corner like some Muslims and suits. Now we sunk in the coop, twisting tropes in the food, trying to scheme up for plans that turn our dreams into truth. My nigga figured that we saw from the roof and raised up. Shouldn't take a long time if the clientele stays up. The L blazed up, one of the facts that he's known for. I'm in the zone before, I know it was blown for. My throat sore and my head spinning in circles, and I have to get expensive. You split bread on that purple. It's curtain. And the chair MCs with stage fright. I always did see a nigga's name on the grave site. That's why my niggas behave like untamed wolves. They ever go against my team, man, you gotta be fooled. Shotty go too, shots at a body to move. With niggas that chop bricks like karate in school. So please don't try to fly with a dude. There's no point. You can get broke down to a skeleton with smoking your joints. I hope you point. At least before I like you crow. Sick niggas with their hands are like the Heisman pose.
It's natural. Sun shining off the beach and shit like cloud. I don't want to be rude, we ain't acting now. My brother, this is simply natural. It's natural. Sun shining off the beach and shit like cloud. I don't mean to be rude, we ain't acting now. My brother, this is simply natural. Yep. You know I love you when I let you like my L's up. I can see the green knocking hours wanna like L's up. I can control the crowd, everybody put your L's up. Up until your L umbrellas and fellas. That's how we stay on top of the game. Why would I pop it too late? You just extort fame, holding our position. You rapidly own the spot. You niggas is talking like pimpin'. Thinking to yourself, this is why I'm hot. You nice and we not. Yeah, whatever you say. But after your hook, you forget everything that you say. Life's a game, sit by checkers and I'm moving like chess. And it's gonna be that way until the thing of my chest stop beating. I live against all odds and probably won't get even. Can't forget the bus like Rosa Parks will play the back of that. Politics and Washington, why they act like that? I think MC's out here telling the black as I dump the guts. Proceed to roll this L up. It's nothing more that I can say, but most niggas fail just. And the reason that they kill cause niggas is jealous and I can help because this shit's natural. It's natural. Sun shining off the DJ shit like clouds. I don't wanna be rude, we ain't acting out. My brother, this is simply natural. It's natural. Sun shining off the DJ shit like clouds. I don't mean to be rude, we ain't acting out. My brother, this is simply natural.
Yeah, you already know, man. That's a man. I ain't heard that shit in a minute, man. You heard me, man? Y'all just there. Y'all don't even know, man. Like, I don't even remember the last time I heard that joint, man. You know what I mean? I know it's been some years. You did smash that like button, click the bell. I'm talking about years, like. You know, I ain't even gonna say how many. I'm gonna just say it's more. It's plural. How about that?
Hit Horace Grant over the head with a dumbbell.
Look at they both saying
shoulder.
So that ain't so. Give us the true story.
I was trying to hit
get GP.
Yeah, get GP upside this motherfucker head.
With a dumbbell.
Yeah, and hit Horace, my boy. That's my boy. Horace.
And put him out 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was my fault.
But I heard you made a mistake and accidentally hit Horace Grant over the head with a dumbbell.
Look at they both saying
shoulder.
So that ain't so. Give us the true story.
I was trying to hit
get GP.
Yeah, get GP upside this motherfucker head.
With a dumbbell.
Yeah, and hit Horace, my boy. That's my boy. Horace.
And put him out 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was my fault.
But I heard you made a
This nigga Vernon is wild, man. Shout out to Vernon Maxwell, this funny ass, man. A funny motherfucker, man.
Wild boy.
Wild dude, man. Got a story for your ass, man. Pause, man.
And Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell. Hey, first of all, I want to thank those young guys, man. Hey, man, hell of a season, man. Great season, man. I'm proud of you guys. And secondly, hey, y'all Utah fans that's coming in town, and I don't care if you're watching the game. Hey, I just want y'all to enjoy this running water and the internet, because we already know Mad Max say that ain't working out there in Utah. Hey, now, and then I want y'all to come out to Legends Night on Friday night. Come out and see your boy Mad Max. It's gonna be a good night. We got OKC. Let's go Rockets. Peace, Mad Max. I'm out. What's up, Houston?
This nigga
Vernon Maxwell is wow. You hear me? I know them comments was tearing his ass up, man. I know they was, man.
The same talking shit about
Maxwell for real right there, man.
Nigga took a shot at Utah, man. What y'all got going on up in Utah, man?
What's going on up in Utah, man? All right.
That's wild. Shout out to Unburn, man. Realized dude, man. I rock with Burn.
Yeah, I fuck with Vernon Maxwell too, man. Wild dude, man. Real dude, though, man. And he was a beast on that court. That's like that right here, man. Some more E.N.E classic shit. Tap in one with it, man. I'm with the King L's, man.
I know you love it when them boys ride by. Cause the motherfuckers looking so fly. I see why the county feeling our shit. You from CO, that's the heart and that's it. I know you love it when them boys ride by. Cause the motherfuckers looking so fly. I see why the county feeling our shit. You from CO, that's the heart and that's it. police in the building, best show respect. Why? Cause that told you when it rain, you get wet. It's 1,000 niggas out here rapping they set. I rep my fam and I bang it to the day of my death. My soul touched the sky, 4-5 banged in my chest. My last breath, 4 nigga take his last breath. It's to let you know I wasn't scared, I knew I was next. Finally in peace, I should be free from evil, jealousy and hatred. Listen, my words are sacred. More wise and harder for a black male to make it. Wasn't given anything. The system designed to stop us, that's why we learn to break it. Don't mistake it for a cry for help. Lessons learned to a man to provide for myself. School couldn't teach me, concert cops couldn't reach me. I'm sorry, but not having money wasn't easy. I came a long way from the project hallways, but the heads wide open, shootouts all day. I know you love it when the boys ride by. Cause the motherfuckers looking so fly. I am why the Cali woman not shit. That's the heart and that's it. I know you love it when the boys ride by. Cause the motherfuckers looking so fly. I am why the Cali woman not shit. That's the heart and that's it.
You know, we stay poisonous the beat, and they keep telling me, no, don't poison the beat. Bringing them here, knock them off the socks of their feet. Now I'm nowadays, getting money, lifestyles, just like a condom. I don't think about that. I just stay starved, always under control,
just like a space.
6 more folk, I could trouble some record. You know, East Coast, my ninja, no question. Yo, we ain't worried, not a thought. Not stressing when I say we got guns, nobody is flexing. The guy, so I'm buying the shit, and my style flies slow, so I'm buying a blend. I've been dying to spit. He has now we buying
the shit.
Yeah, no, we buying the shit, man. Hold on, we ain't done though, man. We got more E.N.E, man. You hear me? Smash that like button, click on the subscribe to the page. I'm talking back. E.N.E every day, all day, no days. All classic shit, classic shit. You feel me?
Y'all know.
Glitch to guarantee. E.N.E. On the rise to the top. Yeah, we going hard. We need that. 614-704. Let me get at it. Breaking niggas down. Volleyball style, how a nigga got it set up. I'm headed to the top, other niggas can't keep up. Living pretty well, I ain't gotta keep this tough. But let a nigga try me, I hook him to an ivy. My flow kill niggas just like HIV. I'm flossing cause I do it well, spitting straight fire shit. Rolling up and down. Attention bars on my San Quentin shit. Good job building on my guarantee shit. Catch me if you can, fuck that gingerbread shit. See, I plans to get rich, really stacking up my chips. I'm on fire, motherfucker. See the flame from my lips. I remain number one, like
7-6.
Off the radar, and we don't care who they are. Get at me if you want it, cause all my niggas
got the recipe.
all day, nigga to the death, nigga to the top, first class flight, fly bullshit, living like how we supposed to be, chasing money, going hard, bitch, we got the recipe, E.N.E all day, nigga to the top, first class flight, circle, fly bullshit, living like how we supposed to be.
Time like it rains me, motherfucker pain me. Money over everything, only over change me. Bless me, getting paid better so they caress me, respect me. Metal exit out the tech, please be original. Never frontin' for these hoes, leave them make I crossed up, trying to touch my flow. Oh no, get your dough. Why you worried about my cake? Only we can stop me, never worry about the hate. Haters gon' say what they say. What they do, officer, don't look at my profit, everything will be cool. Can't play me for the fool, only thing changed is how I still. My mindset, my money, and my fucking grind through. Never blind through, till I remind them of facts. Slave boy, have them kissing with the sun, they shining that. I smell the cool, cause I popped the bottle, E.N.E lifestyle. Right, turn the lights down. We going hard, bitch, we got the recipe. E.N.E all day, nigga, to the death. Get it to the top. First class flight circle. Boy, shit, living like how we supposed to be. Chasing money, going hard, bitch, we got the recipe. E.N.E all day, nigga, to the death. Get it to the top. First class flight circle. Fly boy, shit, living like how we supposed to be.
You know, to the death of me, man. You dig? Smash that level, click the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering, man. You already know I got my brother King L's in the building. E.N.E every day, all day, no days. I'm listening to classic E.N.E shit. You hear me? You did? Yeah, man. Let's get straight to it, man. You know, real shit. Right?
Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta, I'm John Abba. The story of the physical track meet stabbing is gaining attention from around the country after a 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony was accused of fatally stabbing another student athlete, Austin Metcalf, after a dispute. If you're not familiar with the story, the altercation between Anthony and Metcalf reportedly began after Metcalf told Anthony to move from their team's tent. Now, according to ABC News, witnesses reported that Anthony allegedly inside his bag and said, "Touch me and see what happens." That same source also reports that when Metcalf grabbed Anthony to move him, Anthony allegedly pulled out a black knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest. Now, due to the unique dynamics of the story, many have labeled this a racial and political issue, with many supporting Anthony claiming self-defense. Now, the victim's father, Jeff, was one to come out on multiple news platforms to deny the situation stemmed from race and politics. Eddie Griffin would cover the story on a new episode of his series E.N.E, and he would go on to take the father's side. Additionally, Griffin would end up condemning Anthony for even using a knife instead.
And just in case y'all didn't know, man, shout out to my homie, big homie Eddie Griffin. E.N.E stands for Nigga News Network. Eddie Griffin, wow, man. You feel me?
My pops, that was one of his favorite comedians, real talk.
Right.
That are fighting.
I want to clarify something right off the start because I've already heard some rumors and gossip. This was not a race thing, and this is not a political thing.
Right. And I just want to stop him right there. Rest in essence to this young brother, man. Who is this dude to determine what's not racial or not? As if he, just because he said it, that mean it ain't. Let me tell y'all something, man. A lot of y'all might not like what I'm about to say, but I don't care if you do. Right? 9 times out of 10, mostly nearly damn near 10 times out of 10, in these type of situations involving us and them, it's some racial shit. For sure. A fact. You know, when it's not, we call it out, but you know, most of the time it actually is, man. And this is one of them times when it is. Right? Now, I just did a show on this last night, right? Which we can reiterate it today because, you know, there's more information coming out. You know what I'm saying? But I just found it, and I'm going to pass it to you after this. I just find it strange that he did an interview separate from the other little boy and their mama. I just think that's very strange. Very interesting. Right? And I'll pass it to you now.
I agree with the pops. I don't look at this as racial or anything, doing any of that. You know, I went to a school, Bexley. A lot of y'all don't know, in Columbus. So, you know, I played sports. You know, I was the only black guy pretty much most of the time when I was playing sports and all that. Now, luckily, I didn't have any issues with bullying. But I will tell you bullying goes on in schools and sports and all. It definitely happens. Happens more often than you probably don't think.
That's a fact.
And that's why I don't feel like this had anything to do with race. I knew the media was going to make it about race. I just looked at these kids.
Listen here, man.
They already said.
Let me just say this real
bully
quick.
all kids.
Let me just say this real quick, man. You know what I'm talking about? Because he, like, if it wasn't about race, why would he make a point to say that it's not? Right?
Because people was already making it that way. They getting death threats. You know how the media has a good way of using propaganda to its advantage.
Okay, so
right now,
so
with
let's
Trump
say
and
that.
all, well, we all think ever since Obama passed the propaganda law, that was the HR 4310 back in 2012, they can now use propaganda as a weapon against the people in media. Now they can kind of create stories and formulate.
They've been doing that though.
Yeah, but if you notice, ever since really COVID, it's been really rampant. It's really been pushed towards programming people with political agendas and racial agendas. Because it was, I think social media just was getting hot around 2012 when it was signed.
I bet when they show that video footage, whenever they decide to let us see it, because I know it's there. I know it's lots of it too. It's just not possible for this situation that went down and nobody was reporting this, man. I just don't believe it. I will not accept that.
I just think it would unfortunately, and we could let.
That's what I'm saying. I say that to say because I'm almost willing to put money on it. If we hear the audio, video footage of that, whatever the situation may be, I guarantee you he called our little homie a nigger. I'll put money on it.
Well, they didn't. Nobody said that, and I feel like this.
Nobody said a lot of stuff. Nobody said a lot of stuff, right?
Well, my only problem with all that, before we get to what was said, what any of that was,
right?
To go to a sporting event with the weapon. I'm gonna leave it at there. We listen to the rest of this clip, and then we could go to the rest.
Right.
There's reports that, they were bullying the stabber, and that's why he stabbed him. If you get bullied, just knuckle up. Why is it always weapons involved with these little retarded children? You got a gun, you shoot it. You got a knife, you stab a mother. He was just talking to you.
The story appears to have many divided on social media, particularly when it comes to the issue of race, despite the victim's father stating race didn't apply and Griffin agreeing. Tariq Nasheed would add his commentary on social media site X and would immediately bring up how he thinks race applies. He wrote, "A suspected white supremacist named Austin Metcalf, pictured with his twin, allegedly demanded honor student Carmelo Anthony give up his seat, like it was the Jim Crow era. Carmelo defended himself from the alleged threat. The Daniel Penny case set this precedent." Taking the opposite approach, conservative commentator Matt Walsh would write, "If I told you that a young man stabbed another young man to death for telling him that he was in the wrong seat, and then I told you that one young man in this altercation was white and the other black, and then I asked you had to guess the race of the assailant, every single person would know the answer immediately. Young black males are violent to a wildly, outrageously disproportionate degree. That's just a fact. We all know it.
Wow.
And it's time that we speak honestly about it or nothing will ever change." Another social media user, Bishop Talbot Swan, will use 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse as an example that many conservatives rally behind. He would say, "Y'all said 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse was justified in killing two people with an AR-15 because he felt threatened. 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony was defending himself when he killed Austin with a knife. And y'all think he deserves to go to prison? I wonder why." So what do you guys think about Eddie Griffin's stance on condemning 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony for stabbing Austin Metcalf instead of fighting at this track meet? Do you think Anthony did this in self-defense? And we have to ask, how much does race play a factor in this story? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Plus, stay up to date for the latest news in comedy, culture, and sports by subscribing here to our YouTube channel and follow Hype Plus.
Yeah, man. You know, like I say, rest of essence to this young boy, man. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like I said, at this point, we could talk about all of the whatevers and whatevers, right? And nobody know if Carmelo is found out that he willingly brought that knife and had the intentions on doing that. If that comes out, then that's what's gonna come out, right? But we don't know at this point, right? Everything basically we talking about outside of what's in that police report that's been released. I wonder if some of y'all seen that, right? I'm still standing 110 toes down with my little bro until he found 100% guilty if he is, right? Flat out. There's people that got like almost 250K. You can get some good representation with that much money. Great representation with that much money, right? And we're going to see what it is. But this is my thing with this situation right here, man. Because it's definitely a racial thing. Whether you want to say it is, whether you think it is or not, is kind of irrelevant. It is. We're in America, Jack. Right? And you know what I'm saying? When stuff like this happen, man, for one, let me just say this. And I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, if our brother Carmelo was on some BS, then he was on some BS, right? But from how things is looking, right? You got two 200+ pound white boys up against a 5'7", 130-something pound little black dude. It's just hard for me to think that he's the aggressor in any situation, whether they knew each other outside of that or not. It's just difficult for me to think he was the aggressor. Right? But, you know, am I going to say he knew the knife he had was longer than what legally is allowed? No. Am I saying that he didn't know that he wasn't supposed to have the hawk on him in his bag on school property? I'm pretty sure he did. You feel me? So, and that's when we got to get into the ignorance of that. Because why would a kid who ain't got no history of violence, good straight A student, play sports, track and football, come from an affluent family, ain't got no mental health history, no criminal, right? I mean, I'm just saying, man, we gotta be real about situations here, though, man. It's just hard to be real about it. It's just hard to believe that he's the aggressor in any situation. So, and this picture, like all these different scenarios being painted, it's no way. It's very slim chance that they don't know each other and have interacted with each other outside of school. So, if any prior situation was possibly going on, what reason would a little dude who ain't got no history of violence or nothing, what would he be doing carrying around a hawk, man? We can sit here and say he was there. He was supposed to be there. He was there. He was there.
He was not supposed to be there, Brad. He was not supposed to be there. Not at all. He was in unrestricted area in a tent.
Restricted area. It was raining, man.
He was not. So that was a tent for the players on the team. He wasn't even on the team. He wasn't supposed to be there.
He wasn't supposed.
Let's put the facts here. We gotta go off the facts.
Okay. Even if he wasn't a part of that team, let's say this though, right?
He's not a part of that team. He had nothing to do. He had no reason to be where he was at.
It was right.
I disagree, bro. You must didn't see that. Hold up. L.
If you ever played
L, you know he was invited in there, right?
He was not.
You know he. Yes, he was, bro. The video.
Did you know
okay, bro. Go ahead, bro. I mean, if you already got your opinion and you don't want to hear what I'm saying, then okay. But if you, I mean, you know what I'm saying, bro. You ain't even heard me saying what I'm saying, and you saying no already.
I haven't even got a chance to say what I'll say yet, but y'all go ahead.
I mean, I'm saying you saying that he didn't have the press conference. Old boy said it. He had a reason to be there, and the video before that shit happened the white boy, I don't know if it was one of the brothers, but one of them white boys in the tents was saying how much of a good kid that dude was. They wasn't in there fighting. They wasn't in there arguing. They wasn't doing none of that. That Austin dude came over there and escalated, kind of like how they do with the police force. You know how it could be a peaceful stop, and the police will escalate it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These dudes they got reputations for being Karens and Darrens, bruh. I don't know why we sitting up here acting like people that descended from barbarians is all of a sudden innocent now.
Right.
You know, I said earlier today on Red's platform, they ran down and shot Ahmaud Arbery and then tried to hide it. Just a few months ago, it was a little black kid walking around a neighborhood he lived in, and all them white boys surrounded him. If he wasn't recording, that dude mess around and not even be here no more. So it kills me that they want us to always give them the benefit of the doubt when they have done the most harm to us out of any demographic in this country. They don't get no benefit of no doubt. Not when the video just a couple minutes before the stabbing, they was giving the dude praise. They was just saying how good he was. So why would he just all of a sudden start some shit with a 6'1", 225-pound white boy?
Two of them.
When do we do that?
Two of them.
When do we start that?
He was invited to come on in, man.
Yes, he was.
I mean,
Now, see, it's crazy how with Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman, they justified it. They justified Sandra Bland.
This though, see,
But now, because he's black, he don't get the benefit of the doubt.
So what? So if this was two black kids, how would you have felt?
Say that again.
If this was two black kids that this happened to, that he
okay, but it wasn't two black kids.
Let's keep saying that shit. Hold on, real quick. Hold on.
How does this racial? If we.
Nah, L, you moving the goalposts. Nah.
Hold on real quick.
Ziggy, let me ask you something. Did you play football in high school?
Look, I'm about to mute you niggas, man.
Did you play football in high school?
I'm about to mute you niggas, man.
I ain't even got a chance to talk.
Right now.
Go ahead.
Serious conversation, man. Let me navigate this situation, man.
Nobody's letting me talk.
Everybody's gonna get to talk.
Talk. I can't get no words in.
Everybody's gonna get to talk. And this is what killed me about a lot of niggas nowadays, man. You feel me? All that other shit go out the fucking window, man. You hear me? When the shoe is on the other foot, nobody says these things about these guys. They were heroes, good kids. You don't see the other side sitting up here do what we do when it comes to ours, man. I'm talking about Kyle Rittenhouse was dead ass wrong. Dead ass wrong. Now, if y'all want to talk about stuff that on the equivalent, see, we ain't talking about two niggas didn't get killed in the situation, but Kyle Rittenhouse situation absolutely happened. And he didn't even really kill no niggas though. But he got away with what he did though. And he was all the way in the wrong. All the way. George Zimmerman. We got examples for days, man.
You're talking about grown men, right?
Yeah, okay. It don't matter. Somebody killed somebody, man. Grown, little or not. Kids is capable.
Exactly what you said. And that's where I come at a place.
Kids are capable of killing grown people and each other.
I look at it like this, man, because I look at it from both sides. If my kid was there in the tent, and I've been around bullying, I played sports, I played football, I know how it's supposed to be when you're on the field, how certain people ain't supposed to be there. You're in my seat, get the fuck up out of my seat. Same thing I would tell any motherfucker that was sitting in where I was supposed to be at. You get the fuck out of here. Like, that's just how sports is. And I get a lot of people never, if you don't understand the sports culture, and this is where I guess, I played this shit. I've been around this shit my whole life since I was 6, 7 years old. I've been on the sidelines. I know what the setup is. The tents is normally for players getting treatment during the game. If you are not a player, you are not supposed to be in that area at all. I'm just going by what we see. I understand traumas in the past and bringing up past. I get all that, but I don't apply past situations to what's going on in this situation. I talk about what actually happened in this situation.
Okay, but L, you wasn't there to know that. You wasn't there to know that. You don't even have all the
That's
facts.
himself. I'm going off of what the young man said himself.
Okay, but bro, how many of them have ever lied on us in court? Y'all think
I'm not
okay, bro.
talking about the white boys. I'm talking about the black boy, Carmelo. What he
Okay, but hold up, but bro, you're talking about a straight A student who is also an athlete.
I get all
So
that, bro.
what they not finna do? What they not finna do is tell me that this guy went to this track meet with intentions to stab this dude. I don't care what you say about sports, nigga. You come put your hand on me trying to drag me up out of seat I'm sitting in, nigga. You finna fight, nigga. You put your hands on my shit. Trying to throw my shit out of anywhere, nigga, you finna fight. You not security and you not finna bully me. You ain't no goddamn cop, nigga, so don't try to put your hands on me.
And exactly what you said, I can even get that situation. But this is what's going to be fucked up is that if you go to a sporting event with a knife, and you
do people walk around with pop? They never even showed you the knife. How you know it wasn't a pocket knife?
Hey, Big E, that's what I said. They ain't even showed us the knife.
They ain't even showed you the knife. How you gonna say what? Niggas walk around and white people walk around with pocket knives all the time.
All type of shit, man.
Go to Walmart or Target and look on them white boys' belts and see if they don't have pocket knives on them all the time. Now all of a sudden having a knife is illegal. Now all of a sudden having a knife is something out the ordinary.
But what do we need a knife for to track me?
Why? But now so now you want to try to tell him what he need now, right? So now you want to try to tell him he don't need to carry a knife, right?
All right, can I get 2 minutes to talk without getting cut off?
Yeah, but bro, you not making no sense, bro.
You're not making no sense.
You ain't making no sense, L. You not making no sense.
How am I making no sense when y'all not even letting
because you already got your mind made up. You talking about what if it was black on black? It wasn't black on black.
I don't have no mind made up. Y'all got y'all's mind made up. See, you projecting yourself on me.
Verge, am I tripping or is he? When soon as he said, "What if it's black on black?" He already giving the white boy an out, right? He already giving him an out, right?
Yeah, I mean that's basically.
What I'm saying is this: if you go to a track meet, if you go to any sporting event with a weapon, that's already going to be a charge. You already.
It's a pocket knife.
You can't say it's a weapon though, man.
All right.
You ain't seen the knife.
It wasn't
I can't get one word out without nobody cutting me off because y'all got y'all's mind made up. So y'all got it.
Nah, you are bro. Nah.
Like he had a fucking it ain't like he had a fucking Indiana Jones crocodile.
I don't know what the fuck he had. All I go off is what the fact said, and I'm going off of what Carmelo said. That he went there.
And we saying fuck
came and talked to him. He said, if you touch me, he told me, if you touch me, I'm going to stop. I'm going to do something to you. He said, if
he didn't say I'm going to stab anybody.
He didn't say he was going to stab. He said, I'm going to do something to you. So he is premeditated, bro.
No, it's not, bro. You put your hands on him first. That ain't no premeditated, man. L, have you been to jail? Have you been to jail? Have you been to jail?
That's not
no, have you been to jail? No, bro. Let me explain what premeditated is, because I done been through this. Okay, premeditated. Nah, bro. You got to see. This is what I'm saying, bro. It's because of shit just like that. Nobody has all the facts. Nobody getting ready to say that dude went to a track meet saying, I'm finna go kill somebody. When you don't even know the size of the knife, you don't know. All you hearing is these white people's side. You ain't hearing nobody else's side.
I only heard Carmelo's side. I only heard what he said.
I didn't even. Did you hear Carmelo's side or did you hear what they said Carmelo said?
Carmelo literally is the one who said that he killed him.
Did you hear him say that? Did you hear him say that? Did you hear him say that?
I read my fault. I read his
exactly.
I read his statement that they wrote out for him. My homie RJ Collins,
Like I said.
my homie RJ, he got all the transcripts for the case. So I read the actual transcripts. I don't know what everybody else read. I read the actual transcripts of the case. Did you read those yet?
I read some of it. I ain't read all.
Yeah,
of it.
I read all the transcripts. That's where I got my information from what they said that he told them himself. Because I only at this point I don't have evidence.
In the transcript,
so
he never said he went there with the intentions to stab nobody though.
Well, his
Yeah, you can't say that.
Was
okay, but L, premeditation is that means leading up to that, days before perhaps, they gotta prove that he had the intention of going to get a knife to go up there to purposely kill somebody. Now, if he had a reason to be there,
I got a lawyer talking about it on the next video.
okay, but the lawyer wasn't there. The lawyer got to get all the circumstances too.
But we're gonna play the lawyer video. We're gonna play.
Yeah, but L, nobody got. Or they only playing one side.
They're not playing. Why y'all keep thinking?
Man,
this is the problem with black people. You know, this is why black people.
No, this the problem with your ass. You listening to what they showed that nigga mama, they showed that nigga daddy, they showed the brothers.
Carmelo Anthony
Here we go. This is a professional
self-defense claim in his situation with Austin.
Without no lawyer, that ain't even admissible.
I don't think he's going to be able to succeed is because of the quotes that they are using in the arrest affidavit, which could potentially show intent. Now, intent does not have to be the intent to unalive someone. It can just be the intent to use a dangerous weapon in order to stop your assailant. And developing that plan does not need to be a plan over a couple of days. It can be a plan over a couple of seconds. Like, if this guy touches me, I'm going to use the dangerous thing that I brought in my backpack to hurt him. And that can take all of 1 to 3 seconds. I know a lot of people are saying the fact that he had it in his backpack indicates that he had an intent to start some trouble, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I definitely understand people saying that Texas is a stand your ground state and open carry state. However, when you are standing your ground, you are only able to use force that is justified. Now, people are saying both twins who are well over 200 pounds was approaching Carmelo. Carmelo was only about 160, 170 pounds. So using the weapon might have been justified if he's defending himself against 2 large boys. But that's going to be a question for fact that the jury has to decide. I know the father of Austin Metcalf is saying that this is not a race issue and he doesn't want it to be a race issue and politicized. However, we have to be honest with ourselves. The fact that this is going to go to trial and the current justice system that we have right now, it is going to turn into a race issue, whether you want it to be one or not. Now, I understand that Carmelo is trying to raise money in order to defend himself in the trial and hopefully he can get to his goal. The situation is unfortunate for both families. Carmelo could potentially lose his life by going to jail, and Austin Metcalf honestly lost his life. It's really just an unfortunate situation all around. Carmelo Anthony is.
And I'll be the first to say that, man. It is an unfortunate
It's a sticky situation, man. Because what I'm basically hearing from people is now, if your kid is getting bullied in school, it's all right for your kid to just stab or shoot people now. That's what people's going to leave the door open to.
Man, but
I want people in school to be
hell no. Hell no, that's total bullshit. That's total bullshit. That is total bullshit. Niggas been going to school with bullies for centuries. No, what it is no. Everybody today is just pussy. Niggas is just pussy today. Bullies been in bullies. Look, hey, Verge, let me tell you something, Verge. I went to Centennial High School with Crips and Bloods, nigga. We was fighting every other day. Kids getting bullied in school is nothing new.
At all.
They acting like bullies is just started just because this kid got stabbed. Ain't nothing, none of this stuff is new in school. They just mad because it was a white boy. If this was 2 niggas, it wouldn't even get this much press.
Niggas gonna leave the door open for these kids to start popping each other.
They've been doing that. L, what you talking about? Where you been?
I'm not cool with that.
You been doing that, man.
I'm sorry. I'm never gonna be. I'm sorry, bro. I'm never gonna.
It ain't nobody saying they cool with it, but it's been that, and you acting like this is something new. None of this is new.
It's just different. I mean, it's different. It's new as in just happening, but it ain't different.
It is different, bro.
No, it ain't different. It ain't different. What's different about it other than he's white and a black kid did it? What's different?
Because I ain't never in our generation we wasn't out here just stabbing people because we was getting bullied in school.
How do you know? You been to Detroit? Have you?
Yeah. See, now you fooling. I can attest to that in Columbus, Ohio, nigga.
In Compton,
it was
nigga.
very rare back in the day.
LA, no, it's not.
He was not doing that on those sports teams.
I went to Linda McKinley, nigga.
Y'all talking about gang shit. I'm
talking
about
body.
No, they gangs is are they in school? Are they in school? Are they in schools? Gangs is in schools too, right? Don't gang members go to school?
Violence is violence, nigga.
It wasn't no student athletes doing that, bro.
Man, you crazy. You must have went to one of them suburban schools or something.
I went to the same school as Birds, nigga. What is you talking about? I went to I went to 4 different high schools, and I walked the hallways in all of them how I wanted.
Okay, so all your high schools you went to, nobody was violent, nobody had a knife, nobody had a jammy, nobody fought, nobody got bullied. This is the first you hearing of a bully situation. Right, got you, L, got you.
You definitely ain't hear one word I said, so that's what I'm saying, man. Black people get too emotional.
No, but black people also be full of shit when they be trying to spin the narrative. You trying to make it seem like this is something new or it's something different. The only thing different is it was a white kid who got stabbed in Texas by a black kid. That's why it's getting all of these headlines. If that would have happened at any inner city school, that shit would have been dead already. It'd have got 5 minutes and that's it.
On the local news and that's it.
That's it. It's only getting national headlines because it was a white boy and he died at the hands of a black dude. That's the only reason that this is getting this much publicity.
You don't think it's getting more publicity because it happened?
No, fuck no. Because I just told you the reason.
You sound just like
I don't think so either, to be honest with you. I don't think it don't matter what the situation was. This shit would have got.
I definitely think it does. Context.
I mean, it plays a factor, but I'm not saying that's the main thing, though.
I just know how these cases go. Just like when
as soon as they found out black kid stabs white kid, it went through the stratosphere from if somebody black do something to anybody white, is going to make national news.
Definitely going to make.
Period.
Just like if somebody white do something to somebody black, is gonna make national news.
No, it's not. What about all them kids? What about all them kids them white boys was beating up and killing? No, what about Ahmaud Arbery? They hid him. Ahmaud Arbery got killed in like March, April. We didn't even find out until August.
Like the end of the year. Damn.
What about when that brother was in Alabama and he told them white folks he couldn't park there and all them white people just jumped on him? What about that?
Swept under the rug.
Y'all talking about situations that ain't got shit to do with this.
No, we talking about their character, bro. They talk about our character. We talking about their character. Them Karens and Darrens, they feel entitled to be able to do that type of shit.
All I'm talking about is these kids right here. These high school kids that went to a track meet and somebody got stabbed.
No, but you be moving the goalposts. The first thing you said was, what if it was 2 black kids? How was that not moving? You wasn't talking about right here. You said, what if they was 2 black kids? You tried to move the goalposts earlier.
What did you say? We wouldn't hear about it, right?
I said, nah, we talking about this right here. Okay, and this right here is just like I said. Had that Austin dude been black, we not even talking about this. It don't even get this kind of coverage.
We would have been talking about it because we just was talking about the girl that just hit the girl over the head. There was 2 black girls, so I would be hard pressed to think that somebody actually.
We probably talking about it over here.
We just did it. We just did a whole thing.
It wouldn't be national news though.
It did.
So you telling me? So you telling me?
I gave you was a national news clip. See now.
So you telling me if it was 2 black kids?
That wasn't national. I said I don't think this would have been national.
It was national news. I heard with the clip that I showed was a NBC4.
I didn't say it wasn't. I said I still don't think
that was just a girl assaulting a girl over the head with a baton. So what do you think if she would have killed the girl?
But that was at a track. Okay, that was at a track meet. And once again, you ain't heard that story in a minute. That got about 2 days worth of press, and that was that. This is not going to die until the verdict in the courtroom. This is going to be just like OJ. This ain't finna die.
This is
Yeah,
not.
This gonna be televised. It shouldn't be televised because he a kid. But I'm saying they trying to paint dude as a gangbanger, like he
No, he's
wasn't
not
a
no
straight.
gangbanger. He's not no
But they
gangbanger.
trying but
That's how
L,
they
I'm
trying to
trying to
depict it
tell
now.
you,
So.
right.
I just showed Verge a video that just happened today in Columbus, Ohio, in my sister's neighborhood, where these girls got in a fight, and the girl literally in front of my sister's house gets in her car, drives off, come back, and hits the girl with her car. I told Don as soon as that happened, that girl's either gonna get attempted murder charge, and if that girl dies, she's going to get the murder charge. She's going down for 10 to 20 years, easy. Don't matter. Slice it how you want to slice it. That just happened today in Columbus. I sent Verge.
But L, what about this? See, this is
This situation
why I
paints.
don't be feeling sorry for this. What about that guy in
He's
Florida?
going down,
He
bro.
was in the gas station, and because of the white dude said that his music was too loud or he didn't like it, he shot and killed that brother in the gas station, and they said that wasn't racist.
I ain't got shit to do. That ain't got shit to do with this. I'm talking about this situation.
Okay, but we're talking.
This
Okay, but
situation.
L, we're talking. See, this is where I'm disagreeing with you,
But you
because you're
talking
not
about two different
understanding,
situations.
bro. Okay, but let me explain why. We're talking about a pattern with these people. See,
I don't condone no killings, bro.
it got to be right. With us, it got to be racially motivated.
I
But
don't
every
celebrate
time
no
they
killings,
done
bro.
did something, I ain't talking. Let me finish. Every time they do something to us, it's not racially motivated. But every time we do something to them, it has to be racially motivated. And from what
Every
I
time you
heard,
go to
it
that,
was people that got that recorded the whole thing that they are not releasing because it's not going to paint old boy in a good light.
it ain't about painting in a good light.
Yes,
At
it
the end of the
is. They
day,
That's
trying
what
to
it's
paint.
all about.
he's going to be
That's what
painted.
it's all
He's
about.
already. You got to look at it like this. He's a
Nah.
student. He's a student athlete, like you said, 4.0. We know what happened with some shit that was in the result of bullying. We know that. He said that himself. I'm only going off, like I said, I only go off of what this man said out of his mouth.
No, no, they told you he said that. You didn't hear him say that.
I read the papers, bro. I read
But you didn't hear him say that. They never gave his story.
That's what they wrote down.
Okay. Well, I don't know what everybody else is going off of to make this decision.
They going off the same thing you going off of. What they said, he said.
Let me say this real quick, y'all. Let me say this. That's the whole point. And let me say this real quick, man. Seriously. This is what I'm saying. I don't believe what they're saying. I don't believe Austin. I don't believe that police report.
That's that's another thing, yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying is the only thing I heard was news reporters say, "Oh, well, he admitted to." I didn't hear him say nothing. I didn't hear his parents say nothing. I've heard Austin's parents. I've heard Austin's brother. I've heard people around that knew him. I didn't hear nobody. They ain't interview nobody that know Carmelo. They ain't talk to Carmelo's mama or daddy. They ain't did nothing. They only telling you what he allegedly said.
You know
I
what's
don't
funny
believe that
is
shit.
the dad actually is the one that kind of defended the whole situation in a little bit in his life. So the dad.
Nah, I don't believe what they said, bro. I don't believe what the media said.
I'm not talking about what they said, bro. I'm talking about what we seen live on TV. With his dad, we just played the clip. What his dad said was more. It wasn't based on the case. It wasn't.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly how the dad spoke.
Okay, so what I'm saying is everybody that's talking is talking like they know for sure that dude went in there to start some shit. When the video I saw, he was sitting there calmly chilling.
We don't know.
Okay, you can't come put, like you said, you've been in sports, I've been in sports too, but L, I gotta keep it 100. If I'm sitting down, even if I'm on your bleachers, even if I'm on your side of the field, if you come put your hands on me, I'm gonna be the last nigga you put hands on.
We can scrap. But we used to scrap.
But you can't tell. But
It's a
if
lot
you
of
put
scrapping
your
still in
hands
the
on me
game.
for no reason at all, and I got a knife, nigga, you can't tell me not to stab you, nigga. Don't put your hands on me.
So now,
You
see,
cannot tell
that's
me
what
how
I
to
don't.
retaliate. Nah.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Unless your life is in danger,
It
I come.
don't matter what,
Let me
but
tell
it
you.
don't matter what. Okay, but L, this is what you and society need to think. You can't tell nobody how to react when you put if you put your hands on somebody unjustly and he stabbed your ass. You should have kept your hands to your fucking self.
Bro,
It's that
Maybe
simple. I
Carmelo
don't
thought
owe
his
you
life was,
nothing, nigga. I
only
maybe
don't owe
time
you
Carmelo thought his
nothing.
life was in danger.
No, his life was not in.
I don't owe, but I don't owe
That's
you
where we
nothing.
in
I
this
don't owe
discussion.
you nothing.
Let's stop the discussion now, because that's exactly what I'm about to say. See,
Nah,
I
hell
grew up with
nah.
a
L,
real
I don't.
gangster
You
father.
talking like he owed
Let
him
me tell you
something.
some real shit. Hey, you don't never up no weapon unless you feel your life is in fucking
No,
danger.
but that's how you
That's the
feel
only
though.
time.
That ain't how everybody else
I don't give a
feel.
fuck. Anytime you do it off of
Well,
that,
he
you just
don't
a
give a
bitch.
fuck either though. But he don't give a fuck either.
Now listen to
You
this
don't
though.
up
Peep
no
this
weapon
out
on
though.
nobody.
Keep this
If you
out
would,
though. And this is
Nah,
something
you
I
put
know.
your hands on somebody, you
this is not
stab,
no
bruh.
situation.
This
This
is
is not
something.
no
This is
situation
something
where
that I
nobody
know a
needs
lot
to
of
die.
people ain't paying attention to, or
Ain't
should I
no
say, a lot of people
nigga gonna tell
ain't
me in no
realizing.
situation at no track meet
Listen,
or
listen.
kids
We
is
don't
out
know
here
what
at
was
track meet
said,
It
that
don't
man.
don't
matter, but
deserve
it
to
don't
fucking
matter
die.
what you. It don't matter though, but
We
it
don't know
don't
what
matter
was
what
said
you
either.
think. He reacted the way he reacted, bro. You
Maybe
put
he
your
thought his
hands on
life
me,
was
you
in danger,
subject to
man.
get.
I
You
ain't gonna lie,
subject to get it.
Maybe listen here. Maybe Austin
that's
threatened
some
his
dumb
life.
ass logic, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not even going with that. Ain't no
Maybe
situation where no
Austin
kids
threatened
should
his
be
life.
dying in no track meets over no fights.
Maybe
I don't
Yeah,
care if
Austin
you
that's
square.
threatened his life,
your
man.
It's
opinion.
either you
So
square.
guess
No,
what?
it's not.
Everybody else feel as strong as that too. All I'm saying is, like I'm telling you, L, if I don't know you and you come trying to roughhouse me and I pull out a knife, your ass is just stabbed. And you not finna tell nobody, how to deal with your disrespect and you putting your hands on. Don't say, oh nigga, cause I put my hands on you, you shouldn't pull out a weapon. Nah, nigga, hell nah.
Them kids knew each other, bro. They got pictures together. Like, we're not about to play that. See, that's not
Man, nah, you can't tell nobody how to deal with when you put your hands on them. You can't do that.
no, bro. I ain't
You can only
starting no fight.
control you, and you should have been in control enough to keep your hands to yourself.
Sorry, bro. Ain't nobody stabbing. I've
That's why
seen
that
a lot
nigga
of
dead.
movies.
That's why he dead, and old boy got a chance to come home. It's that simple.
He ain't coming home, bro. I don't want nobody to get
I
their
said,
hopes up.
hey, bro, OJ came home.
This ain't OJ.
This is
Okay,
big as
but the
OJ, man.
possibility is still there, bro. The
No,
possibility is
there's
there.
no possibility. We know who
It
killed who,
is a
bro.
possibility. It is because you don't have all the evidence.
We don't need no
You
grudge
don't
or no
have
shit.
no. You see, Verge. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying about black people. When it come to us, they're already expecting the worst without even having all the evidence. He ain't even heard
I'm a
everything.
logical
All he
thinker,
heard
bro.
was what they said, he said, and he already got his opinion formed.
Bro, if you stab somebody, you going to jail.
If
Not
you put your hands
necessarily,
on
man.
somebody, you subject to get stabbed.
Especially if you say you stab somebody.
But who said he said that? The media said that. You didn't
We
hear
don't
him
know if
say
that's what
that.
he said.
You didn't hear him say that. Everybody
So do you think?
except him said he said that.
So do you? Never mind. Go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
Nah,
You're right.
fuck them.
You're
I
right.
don't
That makes
believe
sense.
them. I just told you I don't believe a
That's
word
That
they
makes
say.
sense.
straight like that, man. Straight like that.
I don't believe everything that I believe
No,
everything
I
they
don't
say,
believe
but I
a
don't believe
word
nothing
they
that they
said.
say.
I don't believe a word they said.
All right. It's a made up situation. Now we in a
That's not a made
simulation.
up situation, but
I do
we
feel
ain't
that.
heard
It's a
from
made
our
up
little
situation.
brother
I
yet.
don't believe they story. You know what? I don't believe the way they spun the story. What are you talking about?
Maybe he
I
stabbed
don't
himself
believe
for
they
what
not
reason?
interviewing. Ain't nobody talk to Carmelo.
Nobody
All they
talked
said,
to
well, he
Carmelo.
said
Nobody
this.
talked to Carmelo.
Maybe he gave the knife to Austin and told him to
Nah,
kill
hell
himself.
nah, hell
Yeah.
nah,
Maybe that's
hell
what it is.
nah. Nope. You ain't
Maybe
talk
there
to his
was no
people.
knife.
Nope,
Maybe no. You know
nope,
what? Austin didn't even exist. Maybe he was already dead.
nope. He did. Well, he don't exist no more. We know
Yeah, we
that.
know this now. That's a fact.
We know that. Yeah, we know he done for now. But see, once again, now look, you know what, Verge? This is what I got a problem with. If Carmelo would have put his hands on dude first and dude stabbed him, everybody would be giving him praise and been hollering self-defense. But because he looked like us and dude looked like one of them, everybody, including us, is gonna take their side.
Right. I ain't take, man. I'm on my little brother's side. If he wrong, it's gonna come out in court. Until then, though, nah, we ain't even heard from our little brother, man.
Yeah.
I don't believe nothing they saying. When I looked at that report, like I said, I looked at it, and I'm gonna look at the rest of it and read the whole thing. Only I think because it's tedious.
Yeah, you got the whole transcript on there.
I'm gonna go online and see if I can find it online myself and read the article myself. That's what I do. But I don't believe anything they're saying, man.
Okay.
I want to hear from my little brother Carmelo, right? I want to see some footage. I want to hear some testimony from people who know Carmelo. Other people than his brother, his mother, his father, which was strange that they did the interview separate, if you ask me. Right?
You know what, Verge? I actually think that he got a good mama and daddy.
Right.
But if they start showing his mom and daddy, that's gonna paint him in a good light.
Right.
And to me, the media is trying to just label him as just this white boy hating because they can't label him a gangbanger because he's not a gangbanger and he got a 4.0 grade average.
You can't be following the story if you say that because they already showed the house. These kids are all rich.
Okay, so what I'm saying, so you see, so now they gotta keep anybody who can testify to how, like you say, look, I even seen the story where dude jumped in to save a drowning little boy. See, they don't want that story to get out about him. See, they don't want you to start saying, well, you know what? He ain't as bad as they're trying to paint him out to be.
He's not a bad kid at all. That's the thing that.
Yeah, but the media is trying to make him a monster.
He just made a horrible mistake.
No, he did not. If he getting bullied, look, bro. If he getting bullied,
he was defending himself.
Good people make bad mistakes.
No, that's not a mistake, though.
All right.
See, if you teach your kids to go ahead and let people bully them and let them get their ass kicked, okay, well then, okay, but nah, nigga, some.
My kids hitting the bag. My stepson.
Okay, but that ain't no. But guess what? It's gonna be a situation where hitting the bag don't matter. You know how many niggas in the ground that hit the bag?
He's my stepson. He know how to shoot.
And you know what, Verge? You know what's crazy out here? Why do all of a sudden today, now, because of this situation, why do niggas act like now niggas is using their hands? Niggas stopped using their hands years ago.
Niggas just stopped using their hands.
You understand what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, when it comes to this white boy, niggas is out here with switches, ARs, and all this kind of stuff right here.
Not where they live. They're not.
Bro, how you gonna say what?
Bro, these are suburban kids. Like I went to Bexley.
Suburban kids don't have guns.
I know exactly how these kind of kids
got pistols.
Suburban kids don't have weapons.
These just ain't regular suburban kids. These are suburban kids that live in a rural area.
Well, no, hey, Verge, you know what? I didn't know, Verge, that in suburban areas that they didn't carry knives. I didn't know suburban kids don't have guns. I didn't know that. I thought suburban kids was like everybody else. They go through the same shit. They just live where they live. I didn't know that suburban kids don't have access to guns. I didn't know suburban kids can't get knives.
It is totally different. I went to these schools. I went to white schools. I went to the black. I went to Eastmore.
Okay, but we're talking about access to weapons. The difference is a white boy not gonna let you know he got a switch until he finna use it. Niggas gonna let you know that he got a switch.
These kids know how to shoot. They got pictures with them with guns.
That's what
these are. You got to understand, man. Like you go hunting. Like the first time I went hunting was with white people.
No, I'm not jacking that. I'm not jacking that. I'm not jacking none of that, L.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with
that. No, I ain't jacking none of that.
This is the problem: is that we don't teach our kids how to actually use weapons. See, I'm lucky to have a pops that was in the military.
But wait a minute, but how do you, okay, but L, how can you make a blanket statement like that? But how can you make a blanket?
Ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
But how can you make a blanket statement like that, though?
Because a lot of niggas in the street, they just think deadly force is something you just do. No, You gotta have somebody train you mentally when and when not to.
People don't get trained. That's not something that happens.
Hey, you know what? Hey, L, I mean, Verge, let me ask you something, Verge. Let me ask you something.
Everybody don't get trained to use weapons and
Now, Verge, you a YouTuber, right? You a YouTube. Well, you do YouTube, right? That's one of your many talents, right? You do YouTube, right? Okay, now, do you remember this incident? It might have been last year, maybe it's 6 months ago. It was a YouTuber. He was in the mall. And you remember it was a big white boy was pushing on him. He actually shot that nigga in the liver and got off.
I don't remember that, but that's I'm hearing about
Bro,
that.
you can pull it up. Dude was a YouTube. Dude was the one of them prankster YouTubers.
Okay.
And he kept messing with this little dude when he came out the store. He said, "Dude, stop. Leave me alone. Stop playing." When dude walked up to push him again, old boy had already had his strap out. Bah! Shot him right there in the mall. Dude got off.
Right.
Now, why he didn't? Why wasn't nobody saying? Why did you have to shoot him? That wasn't a situation that where you needed a gun. You in the mall. You with crowded people. Why you didn't hear none of that? All they said was he was justified. Dude played too much. See, because it was a white on white thing. But let that same dude have been black. It would have been a whole nother conversation. But what I'm saying is the same thing. Dude put his hands on him. He pushed him a couple times. Old boy shot him, and he got off.
Right.
I think what's
And
gonna
he
happen
shot
is it's probably
Huh?
gonna get reduced to a manslaughter charge.
No, he's out. No, he got off. He was found not guilty. He's at home already.
I'm talking about on this one.
Nah, bro, it need to look, bro. Look, what's the precedence? So now look at the precedence that's being set. So now guess what? Let's just say he was bullying people. So now you giving bullies the right to bully niggas now. Now you trying to say he didn't have. Now he's supposed to defend himself in the way you see fit instead of the way he see fit. That's the thing I'm saying, L. You cannot tell nobody how to react to your bullshit. You Verge. Let me ask you a question. Let me just ask this question. Let me take it off. Let me take it off of this. Let's say if you had a Tesla in your driveway, right? And you seen somebody out there smashing and spray painting up your car, how would you protect your property?
I'm gonna just say I will protect my property with the force that I deem necessary at the time.
But now, if somebody out there busting up your shit with a bat or whatever, you don't know whether that person is armed or not. Correct? But they destroying. But they out there destroy. If you got the balls enough to go destroy somebody's property, not knowing what they can come out their house with, I would say it's a safe bet to say you're armed.
That's a fact.
Okay. So what I'm saying is you can't say, oh, well, all he did was spray paint a Tesla, so you should have came out with a can of spray paint. Nah, nigga, you finna get rained on.
Do you feel like your life was in danger is the question at the cop?
I don't know what your purpose is. You destroying my shit.
Especially when you coming on my property. I really don't need no excuse at that point.
Property is different.
But you don't, okay, but L, see, this is the part. Now, let me tell you what L doing. He's putting the onus on the victim instead of the perpetrator. Why I got to figure out whether my life is in jeopardy when he's destroying my shit? If he's not destroying my shit, we don't have no argument here, right? If he don't come up to my property and destroy my shit, we don't have nothing to even talk about. We don't have to worry about that. But now, since you burning up my shit and tearing up my shit, now I gotta assess whether you got a weapon or not when you tearing up my shit. Nah, we finna equalize that and figure out everything else later.
So have you taken your CC Dub class?
My who?
I assume you have. So I'm gonna tell you, I took the CC Dub class twice. They go through all this shit. Before and you go to the range, they teach you how to shoot, but then they go through all the laws, what you can and what you can't do. So when I speak on the laws of assault and deadly force, I know this shit. I took classes for this shit.
Okay, check this out, bro. I done caught cases, but see, here go the thing though, L. You can say all that, but I actually fought cases. I actually had cases involving shit like this. Okay.
You can get off. Yeah, I'm not
No, but
saying
okay,
people
but
can't get
L, but
off.
listen, the difference between me
It's
and
gonna
you
be
is
difficult.
I actually went through the legal process. Wasn't no reading. I had to figure it out as these trials was going on, as
Yeah,
these cases was going on.
me too. I
Okay,
actually,
so guess
I had to
what?
fight
So
the
guess
state,
what?
bro. I had to
So
fight the
guess
police
what? If
department.
Carmelo, look, if what they saying is true, if they
You
can
didn't have to
prove that
necessarily
old boy was
fight
the aggressor,
body or no shit like that though.
Nah, but you
Or
when you going against
felonious
the
assault.
Columbus CPD,
hey,
they
look, you know what, Verge? I'm not even gonna go into. I'm not even finna go into a lot of
Ain't
that.
no nothing
But
said
this
about
what I'm
that.
saying about L. L ain't fought none of the cases that I fought.
Yeah,
So
I
he
fought
just
some
talking.
cases. I didn't get off
He,
my case. No, I'm
but he
telling you.
didn't. But bro, you didn't fight none of the cases I fought though. L. You talking about reading, bro? I had to fight.
No,
I had
they
to
want
fight
no
the
lead,
case.
bro.
Huh?
Assault on a cop. Assault on a cop. Try that.
Okay, but that's not. But we're not talking. The cop is totally different, bruh.
That's 4 to 6 years. That's what they're
Okay,
trying
but
to
we
get me
talking
with.
about. Okay, man. Once you put a cop into it, it's something totally different, bruh. That's
Right.
not the same.
But you just try to say it like I ain't never been through no shit. I'm telling
No,
you.
I said these cases, the ones that we talking about, L.
We talking about cases with bodies and people dying.
Yeah.
I'm talking about firearm cases and shit like that, and how that shit work, bro. See, if you ain't fighting them cases to know how, bro, it's just like with this body. If they trying to prove premeditation, he's going to get off because they got video of him chilling. You got to prove that he intended to go kill somebody. And you can't do that if somebody put their hands on you first.
Regardless if he had a knife on him that he wasn't supposed to have on him.
Because guess what? He don't put his hands on him, he don't stick
Situation
nobody.
never happens.
We gonna see. Hey, that's what I said. All we
And
gonna
that's
see
the whole
is
thing we
we gotta
said
see
though.
the facts play out.
Yeah,
we ain't seen no facts yet.
But until the facts come out, I'm riding with my little bro.
Facts.
Flat out.
I'm not taking their
Fuck what
story.
they saying.
I'm not taking their side of it.
Everything they saying.
You always hope that we can preserve the lives of everybody, man. Because at the end of the day, these kids they need to grow, and we all know, based on what I know, the kid's a good kid. He's a great kid. He actually does a lot of school. He's active. They're all active in sports. These kids ain't supposed to be in this situation where bodies is dropping. They in suburb schools, like.
But
I
they
ain't
not
trying to put
supposed to be
suburb
bullying.
schools on
They
a
not
higher
supposed to
plateau.
be.
But we do know in suburb schools, they do have it a lot better. It's a lot easier. It ain't as much violence.
Yeah, well, that depends
It
if
ain't
you
like
white.
the
But
inner
if you
city
white,
schools like we went to, right? We know that.
We all is OG.
So it's different. So
It's
that's
the
what
reason
I'm
why
saying.
they ain't showing us that footage, y'all. It's the reason why we ain't hearing or seeing nothing.
exactly,
It ain't gonna be no
exactly.
footage. OG, it ain't gonna
Hey,
be no
but
footage.
Verge, but the point
You know what I
still
mean?
being the point still being, bro.
The tent
Old
is made
boy and
to
them
block
probably
everybody
approached
from
them with
seeing
that get up
it.
out of here nigga crap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause they even said old boy grabbed him. So, bro, once you grab somebody, okay, since you said you fought some assault against a cop, if you grab a cop and that cop blasts your ass, he's gonna get off because you grabbed him. He's gonna say you touched him, you assaulted him, etc., etc.
And that's all she wrote.
So you cannot grab nobody and then tell that man how to react. Again, well, he stabbed him. What's he doing with a knife? Bro, in
Or
California,
about how they should have reacted.
and look, Verge, in California, as long as the blade does not go past your palm, it is legal for you to carry. The blade just cannot extend past your palm.
It ain't about the blade. It's about why was the blade there. That's the question.
Well, because
That's
if
what we
it's
have to
legal,
know.
if it's not, the question is if it's legal, leave that man alone. If he
But
had
they're
a
gonna.
legal knife,
But
leave
what
that
they're
man
gonna ask
alone.
is, why is this good kid that we know is a good kid?
No, you ask the other
Why does he got a
motherfucker
knife?
why he decided to put his hands on
That's what they're
somebody.
gonna ask.
If he not L,
It don't matter
nah
why
L.
he had
He's
it. How
gonna
about
say
this? It don't matter why Carmelo had a knife. Nigga,
it
it
does
don't
matter.
matter.
In this case,
Nah,
it's gonna matter, y'all.
I ain't gonna lie,
No,
L.
it ain't
You
gonna
kind
matter
of
if it wasn't a knife.
It don't matter to the
within
black
legal
court
limits.
of opinion, but when he gets to that law room, it's gonna matter.
Yeah,
bro. If
you
it's
have to be
legal,
able to hear
look,
L.
check this out.
They're going to be able to prove that Carmelo's knife is
No,
considered a
it's
weapon.
not gonna. Let
That's
me
what they're
tell
gonna
you
have
if
to
it's a
prove,
legal
Bird.
knife. If it's a legal knife, it's not gonna matter. But let me give you an
It's not
example.
going to be considered a weapon.
That's just like with a lot of this Diddy shit, right? Look, that
was a weapon. A pen is a weapon, and they're
I think y'all focusing on the wrong part. It's not. Was it a weapon? It's why was it there?
Because if he could legally have it, what difference do it make?
For you and a lot of people are wrong.
Because he got the right to have it. Because okay,
Y'all getting mad at shit that we don't have no facts on. I don't care.
Nah, but what you think you doing? You don't have no facts either.
That's what they're gonna ask, and that's what we have.
Okay,
to know.
but how you? Well, number one, they not gonna. First of all, let me tell you how they do. It's just like if you get caught with a gun. Hell no. First of all, they're gonna even see if the damn thing is legal. Okay, because again, you can't have a legal knife.
And I still
okay, it's just like if you get caught with a strap. Birds, if you get caught with a strap, the first thing they're gonna do is see if that firearm is legal.
That's a fact.
Yeah. And then what's the next?
That's the first thing they now. If that knife was legal for him to carry, throw that out the window now. Because he can legally have a knife.
Yeah.
Okay, if he could legally have a knife, that's why, because he could legally carry a knife.
And
now, if you and your brother are bullied,
why did you have the knife at the tractor bed?
Because I could legally have it. It's my right. Because it's my right.
And he could say that. But do you think that's
it's my right to have a knife?
Do you think that's a good question to say?
The same reason we could go to listen to this. The same reason we could go to Kroger, Walmart, any store, and it's gonna be people in there with knives on them.
He's gonna have y'all. We can't. Y'all want to answer the question. That when I'm not asking y'all the question. I'm just telling y'all that's what they're gonna ask. So y'all don't.
Okay, but if he, but we answer, but L.
Y'all's answer don't fucking matter.
Nah, you just don't want to accept the fact.
It's not for me to accept, bro. I'm not the one going through the case. I'm just telling y'all what they going to ask.
Okay, but L, I've been through cases too, bro. See, you trying to act like your opinion about this is what they gonna say, and you don't know that. All he got to do is if he's legally able to carry that knife, and it wasn't no illegal knife, then it's irrelevant why he had it because it's legal.
And what you're
it don't matter.
It's not even up for discussion.
Then it should be dismissed before it go to court. It's not going to go to court.
No, it shouldn't be. It hasn't been determined after
that. They're going to release him like in the next couple of days.
Listen here, for all y'all out there that's saying why he had a knife on school property, if his knife is not considered a weapon, it's no reason for him to give why he had it.
Because he could carry it. That's just like people that can open carry in open carry states. What are you doing with that gun? Because I could legally have this gun.
If that's the case, he should be out of jail then. He should be out of jail.
Nah, you just think, you've been just listening to them online niggas and shit.
No, I'm listening to y'all. I'm listening to I'm listening to online.
But L, you already got your mind made up. You already got your mind made up. Apparently, black people can't have knives, but only white people could have knives. Apparently, black people can only defend ourselves against other black people. We can't defend ourselves against nobody else.
And if somebody dies, somebody definitely going to jail, man.
The problem, Ben E, what's crazy, you keep saying I got my mind made up, and do you know you don't even know what my mind is? I haven't even told you.
You just said.
I haven't told you what I think about it. I've been talking about the case. See, you're not listening.
Dude, what was you saying this whole time? What was you saying this whole time?
I'm saying I haven't said one time what I think about the case. I talked about the case, but you haven't even asked me how I feel about the case. See, you're listening to respond. You're not actually hearing what I say.
Okay, Verge, am I tripping or did this man stay on this podcast?
I have not said how I
Verge, come on, Verge. I know that's your man's, but come on, Verge. You've been hearing just like I've been hearing. What it been sounding like he been saying to you? Verge, what it sound like he been saying to you, Verge? Keep it stacked. Keep it stacked.
Bill likes to push the goalpost.
Verge. But all right, Verge, you're a smart man. Verge, you're a smart man. Where do I stand on the case?
I don't know where you stand on the
exactly
case.
Because I haven't said it yet.
This is what I say when I say when I say I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you saying, but I know what you're saying right now, and what you're saying is this is what I'm saying. What you're saying is that
You don't even know where
telling
I
me that
stand.
to some degree and extent you're going along with what they're saying about our little brother.
I haven't went along with anything
You know
because
what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know everything, and I
Listen,
can't go along with
listen
shit I
here,
don't
you
know.
talking about listen. You talking
Hey,
about
hold on, y'all. I'll be right back.
it don't matter why he had the knife on.
When I said
It doesn't matter.
I'm just telling you that's what they're going to ask me.
No, you asking that because that's something that you think in yourself.
I know that's what they're going to ask me.
Right? We all know that.
You're
not telling us something we don't know.
A million questions.
So let me ask you this, El. Is this something? Is something you thinking to yourself is why he had the knife on him?
I'm thinking. So I'm
no,
gonna
man.
tell you how I feel about it, Bert. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel about it.
Listen, let me ask this again so we can be very clear.
I do. I feel like I feel like I have a good synopsis on what probably happened, even though I can't say that because I haven't heard.
You can say I can absolutely say it. Yes, you can.
I do feel like bullying is the culprit. I feel like that's what it circulates around, and I do understand bullying, and I do understand retaliation for bullies. Right. I've seen this.
That's what everybody talking about. The knife, man. We don't even know if that knife.
I think this is a typical bully situation. Whether black, white, brown, whatever.
No. Let me stop you right there. No.
I understand why it's where it is in the media.
Not at all.
It's a black kid doing it to a white kid.
This is just like the lawyer lady said, whether you want it to be or not, it's a racial situation.
It's going to be because it's a black and a white kid. I already know it. I know it.
Racial situation.
I'm telling you, this is a bullying situation.
Miss me with the kumbaya shit.
Because from what I heard, is these kids do this shit to everybody. They do the same shit. They are bullies. The known factor in this equation is these kids, they bully everybody, not just black kids, and they bully everybody. Black, the white, the Indian, whoever. They bully everybody. We know this.
And I'm gonna say this: the fact that they don't just specifically bully black people does not make this racist.
It doesn't make it any better, but we know that they are bullies. We do know this. This is facts in the case. These are.
I got a feeling when we hear if whatever, because there's no way in this situation nobody was recording. I refuse to believe that. And if they say anything other than, I ain't going along with it.
I'm just telling you where it was at. I mean, nowadays they could, but normally in the tent, they're not supposed to have cameras because that's where they do the work at. That's where they do, like, where you might be taking your pants off and shit. You know what I mean? If you get hit in your nuts or something, you want to make sure your nut, that's where you got to go drop. You know what I mean? If some shit happens to you, you got to get bust down in there because you got to take off your shit. If your leg, your hamstring, whatever, the doctor, that's where the doctor looks at you at. So it ain't supposed to be nobody in there with no cameras while you might just have your shit swinging around poles. You know what I mean? Because you're undressing and shit.
I still don't.
It's just not a normal situation where the cameras.
I can't accept that.
I'm just telling you, Birds. I'm just telling you, Birds. I've never seen footage inside the tent. That's all I'm saying. Never in the history of any football or any sporting events in the tent. I've never seen footage, but I could be standing wrong. I've just never seen that because that's where you might have to get naked, man, woman, or whoever. If you get injured, you go inside the tent, they take a look at you, you come back out. So I just don't really think there's going to be a video just because of where it happened at.
Yeah, I would think. I'm thinking there's some video just because of the situation and the times.
It can't be, Verge. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I can be because everything gets recorded nowadays, and I just find it very hard to believe that no footage, no phones. No, it's just beyond me. I refuse to accept that.
I think that would almost be like somebody having a camera in your hospital room or something.
Nah.
It is, because that's what it is. It's a medical tent.
Outside of America.
Bro, it's a medical tent, bro. That's what it is.
It's not a hospital.
It's a medical tent, though.
It's not a hospital, though.
It wasn't no medical tent, bro. They showed the dude in the tent. They was in there chilling.
Yeah, it wasn't even a medical tent.
Oh, the tent.
It wasn't no medical tent. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to make it seem like the athletes don't belong in these tents and on these fields. They trying to spin that. And again, The media and these reporters do not paint us in no good lights. So for a motherfucker to take what they say for face value, nah, I'm not doing that.
Saying, man.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't believe anything they say.
I don't believe a god. This the same media that told you that
nothing these people say.
Well,
yeah.
and they should have video. If it's just a regular tent, like
You don't know what kind of tent it was, bruh. Wait till more evidence come out, and then when you be looking crazy, I'm gonna make sure you say, "Oh, that was my bad. I didn't have all the facts."
I told y'all that. I've been telling y'all that this whole time. You the one that's making.
But you saying this, you said it's a medical tent, like it's a fact.
If it's a tent on the field where they getting treatment at, then that's
how you know? Ain't this Texas? How you know it wasn't hot? How you know they just wasn't getting out the heat? Ain't this Texas?
That wasn't no tent for treatment.
No, it was raining outside. They did say it was raining outside.
Man, look, check this out. It is no way in hell that the media is going to get me to think that this young black dude, a straight A student who was into sports and all that, said, you know what, I'm finna go in this tent with the intent to stab one of these white boys. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
Hey, listen here. He had just the promising. He got just as much of a promising life as Austin did.
No, they both have promising lives.
So what we ain't gonna do is we ain't gonna paint our little brother in no type of negative light.
Nah. That's what I said. I just feel like he's a good kid. It just was a situation.
He is a good kid.
It went back. Something happened. It wasn't supposed to happen.
Right. But then if you notice, the media is only showing his mugshot, but they not showing him. They not showing his grade point average. They not showing that article about him saving that kid. They not showing none of his accolades because they want everybody to think he's a monster, bruh. I've been going in on these white people like, nah, see, y'all earned the reputation of being Karen and Darren. You earned that.
The only reason I know all that is because they did say that in the news. And all the news articles I read, they all mention that. So I don't know what's being hidden about the kid being the 4.0 student. That's highlighted in everything in every news.
Okay, but that's not okay. But all they showing you is his mugshot. All they saying is teen murderer. They showing you his mugshot and making sure that they put murderer before any trial. Before he even went to any arraignment.
I haven't seen the murder. I haven't seen the actual murderer post or nothing like that.
Well, I have, bro. That's all they've been talking about, especially on social media.
You talking about an article?
Nah, bro. There's been several articles been saying that, bro. They got the boy already painted as a murderer.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody paint him as a murderer.
Man, they've been saying that.
Oh
shit.
my God!
I've been seeing all
kinds of murderer, bro. He's not out here just walking the streets like he know blood and no crip. I ain't seen no.
And they call that boy a brutal murderer. They saying lock him up, throw away the key, and all that.
No, I mean y'all talking about people's opinions online.
No, that's people paying him to be a murderer, bro. That's what that is.
Bro, that's you talking about social media people. I'm
talking
that
has an effect. That means something, bro.
I don't go off of social media. Social media.
That means something, bro. Popular. Hey, listen here. Let me tell y'all something, man.
Social media
R. Kelly is in prison right now for popular opinion.
I'm not going off of no social media.
Bill Cosby was in prison for popular opinion.
People say dumb shit every day on social media that I look at like silly shit.
And motherfuckers is locked up behind dumb shit people said on social media.
Yeah, I'm not going off of social media. I thought y'all were saying actual news sources. Like, nah.
Nah,
I see no news sources.
Bro, the actual news are the people that they spin it. They the ones who's, bro.
The media uses that. They're the ones who use it.
Right.
They're the main people that use that tactic.
The news media do not give you facts. Remember, that's the same media that told you Biden was sane. Remember?
Nah, bro, you talking about something different. He's talking.
It's the media. It's the media.
I'm a murderer. Unless you're talking about some.
Bro, they are already labeling him a murderer, bro. Just because you ain't seen it.
You're talking about comments. People in the comments. I'm not talking about.
I'm not talking about no people in the comments. I'm talking about the news station.
What news station?
How you gonna tell me what I seen?
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Y'all talking
No,
about
but how you gonna tell me what I seen though? How you tell me what I'm hearing?
I'm just saying you ain't see that. I'm
No,
saying
listen, I didn't say I didn't see it. I didn't say I didn't see it. I'm saying
you ain't see no shit on no real news station.
I said I'm talking about in the comment section, but I've seen this on mainstream media as well.
Yeah, I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't see it on no real.
CNN, HLN,
MSNBC, Jason Whitlock,
but
Chris Fowler, everybody.
He was a murderer.
Charleston White. Who else? Fucking Fox.
Anybody who somebody is talking about this, including the news, and they already deemed him a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
They say he committed a murder.
That's not what they said, bruh.
He's a murderer.
Now, a murderer is when you kill.
That's what they said.
That's what they're saying about him.
That's what they said, though, L. Why you trying to tell me what I'm telling you I know?
I just said, all I said was I didn't see that.
Okay, but I'm telling you I did, though. I'm telling you I did.
Whether you call it or not is irrelevant. They still be said on mainstream media
like
platforms.
I said, yeah, I seen like the CNN and MSNBC and shit like that. But I ain't see the like social media. I don't really watch social media, niggas. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, but everybody, it ain't just we telling you, it's all over. They already having a murderer.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I only watch like I said, the main media.
They said he's a 17-year-old murderer who needs to be tried as an adult, bruh.
I've seen many outlets.
17, you normally won't get charged as an adult anyway.
Public opinion. Hey, look, public opinion is how they get niggas convicted today. That's how they did Bill Cosby.
Yeah, R. Kelly. Yeah, ain't no evidence against R. Kelly. He locked up because of some bullshit.
That's all they do. That's how they ruin Michael Jackson through the media. Everybody they ruin through the media. Those are the biblical scribes, bruh.
Popular opinion, man.
That's it. All they got to do is get enough people to hate you, then they ruin your reputation, and that's when they can get you.
Yeah.
All they got to do is get it. They made niggas hate Kyrie Irving. They made niggas hate Kanye West.
Nah,
they made niggas
dumb niggas. Only dumb niggas fall for that shit. And that's why I'm sorry, man.
Man, it's you know what? Hey, Verge. Do L come through a portal? Do he live in another timeline? Cause the way he talking, he acting like this is all foreign. Like the news didn't do none of this.
No, Verge know what I'm talking about. He know we don't like. He know I have talks with him, man. I tell him about when the media. I'm the biggest nigga who tell people about propaganda. You're like, go to my page, man. And you're like, that's how I know. You got to check my shit. I talk about propaganda. I actually know all about this shit.
Okay, but the news. Are you saying that the news didn't make niggas hate Kyrie?
I ain't saying none of that shit. I know what they did to Kyrie because Kyrie is my nigga.
Okay, so if they gonna do that, to these millionaires, look, they made niggas hate Draymond. So if they gonna do that, if they can make you hate these millionaire black men, what you think they could do to somebody who ain't making that money?
Let me tell you what they do, E. They control niggas easily through emotions. This is what they do. Niggas is the most easily to control through emotions. You could use these stories right here that they do to get niggas all emotionally wild up by they doing some other shit in the news you really need to be paying attention to that's going on and really going to affect you. And that's what they do. And niggas go for it every time. That's why I tell you, when I look at these type of shits, I look at it and I see it. I know what's going on in the case. I know exactly what happened. Like I could tell, I was just about to tell Verge, but I kept being cut off. But at the end of the day, I ain't even said how I really feel about this. Like I said, I'm gonna let this shit play out. And then we're going to get to it when we actually get real facts. I let other people go emotionally, making their stance and all that early up front. I remember I told people a lot of cases was going to go the way they was going to go. When niggas was coming
you know what, L? Let me tell you where I got a problem with what you're saying.
When I call these, I'm trying to tell
you. These white folks is the ones who's out here emotional because they already called a man a murderer. His family is getting death threats. These are the people that's emotional. Why we gotta be? Hold up, bro. Hold up. Why we gotta be emotional? Because we want to stand behind the young bull.
All I'm gonna say is the media know how to pull on
No,
heartstrings.
answer that. Why do we have to? You said niggas get
That's not for me
emotional.
to answer.
Why
That's
do
for
we
y'all
have
to
to
answer.
be emotional? Because we standing behind Young Bull and we know how they are.
That has nothing to do with me. That's a question for y'all to answer yourselves.
No, bro, you the one who said it, and you can't answer it.
Because it don't affect me, bro. I don't pay attention.
But it don't affect us either. We standing behind the young dude without knowing nothing. I don't believe nothing they say. That ain't emotional.
I don't
That's
want
being
nothing to
smart.
happen to a young man, bro. Like honestly, we in a perfect world, none of this would ever happen. That's the way I look at it. Like I would never. You don't want nothing to happen. You don't wish nothing ill on nobody. Like that's the way real ones move. But at the end of the day, like when it comes to like court cases, I look at court cases for what they are, as what it is on the legal document. What I feel, what I think, what I know, don't mean shit at the end of the day.
But guess what? If they could prove in a stand your ground state, if they could prove that old boy tried to throw him out the tent and he put his hands on him multiple times, he got a good case.
Yeah.
Cause niggas done got off for shooting niggas in stand your ground states.
Yeah.
So come on, the only reason this is even an issue is because this is a black on white crime.
It's not.
That's it.
The reason it's an issue is because somebody died. Let's start it from the top.
Niggas die every day. Hell no, I'm not. You ain't getting away with that. You know how many niggas that I done know that got killed that didn't make mainstream media? You ain't getting away with that. You full of shit on that, bro.
I'm saying the reason this happened is because of body drop. It don't
No,
matter.
the reason this happened because it was black on white.
Yeah, flat out.
But is that why the murder happened, or is that why it happened?
That's why I said, okay, L, stop moving the goal, bro. Stop moving the goal. Whatever you drinking got your ass all off kilter. That's what you doing because you moving the goalpost. I guarantee you, like you was trying to say, if there was two black kids, we wouldn't even be talking about this no more.
On that, you keep going back to shit. I'm talking about right now. What you just said. You gotta.
If Austin Metcalf was not white,
like you're not even staying on topic. You bouncing all over the place. You gotta stay on your own time. I'm listening.
Okay, L, I just said what I said, and I just told you. You said it's because of body drop. Yeah, a white body.
No, this wouldn't have never happened. No news, no nothing. If don't nobody get killed, bro. Like, come on, let's be logical for real. Like,
I'm not sharing your logic, bro.
If they just got into a scrap, it would have just been a scrap. Somebody got killed, and that's what started this shit. Now the black and white shit that comes into play after that shit. But if it ain't no bodies dropping, it ain't no news story.
No, if it ain't no white bodies dropping.
Oh my goodness, man.
It's a white body that dropped at the hands of a black kid. So that is going to. Hey, you know what, Vern? It is absolutely insane that L forgot what country we living in, and everything has always been black and white.
Live in America or something, man.
Hey, this is the
it's always been black and white. Everything somebody do, if somebody do something black to somebody white, it is magnified.
But something has to happen for anything to be magnified. That's what you keep trying to skip.
No, I ain't trying to skip nothing. I just said it, that it's only getting all of this because it's a black. Oh boy died at a black hand. That's it.
But you're trying to make a point skipping over what I said. None of this happens if nobody get killed.
Okay, but no, I'm not skipping over that. I said if he wasn't white, it wouldn't be getting all this national publicity.
Of course, nobody's.
I heard exactly what you said, bro, but I still said because the body is white. If the body wasn't white, it wouldn't be all this.
But it shouldn't be none of this because nobody should have got killed, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Well, he should. Yeah, you're right because he should have kept his hands to himself.
And you're right. And two things could be right.
Yeah, well, keep your hands to yourself. You don't have to worry about getting killed.
And then
if he would have kept his hands to himself, he wouldn't have to worry about a knife getting stuck in his chest.
And see, this is where it gets sticky, y'all, because there's a lot of kids that we see that we don't know if our kids can be the bullies at school. We don't know that. Because you're not at school.
What that got to do, but in this case, it's been eyewitness testimony that say these niggas was bullies.
You gotta slow down, bro. You always trying to respond before you listen, bro. sometimes you gotta listen before you respond.
Well,
He
bro,
just
it sound. Hey, Birds, look, I don't know, but he sound like he making a bunch of excuses. So he
See,
trying
that's
to
what I'm
tell
saying.
me I ain't listening, but it sound like
E,
he making a bunch of excuses for this motherfucker. That's what it sound like.
That's definitely what it sound like.
bro.
That's thank you.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Verse, this nigga, he don't even
I ain't
let you
making
get
no
your words
excuses
out.
for this.
Nah, bro, I heard everything you
Let me
said,
sound
bro.
off
You
real
sound
quick.
like you making
I ain't making
excuses.
no excuses for this little white dude. Rest in the essence to him.
Hey,
It's unfortunate that he's not here. No excuses for him. I don't believe nothing his brother's saying, or his mama, or his dad.
92 dolo.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. Nothing.
Straight like that. I believe everything. Listen, I'm gonna say this.
What do you believe? What do you believe? You said you ain't heard nothing, so what do you believe?
Right.
I believe that he was being a Karen.
What I believe. I believe based off what's publicly been said about these white boys that my young brother was justified in his actions. How about that?
Okay. That makes sense. And everybody has their stance to believe what they want to believe.
Facts.
They could believe nothing or they could believe everything. That's everybody's choices, right?
That's what I'm gonna say right
That's the
there.
facts.
I'm saying I'm right with my little bro. Regardless,
everybody is
if
definitely
he wrong,
entitled.
let it be found out to be wrong. I'm not about to listen to no narratives. I ain't about to see him fall into no he shoulda, coulda, woulda. Nah, fuck that. My little nigga had his thing on him. More than likely, it ain't a fucking weapon considered. We don't know yet, right? As far as what we know about him, it wasn't no ill intentions. It wasn't malicious intent. He didn't go up there with the thoughts in his mind whether he had a fucking knife on his person or not in his bag.
Well, you don't know that yet, Bird.
I'm just saying it's irrelevant. It's a relative.
Allegedly, you know what I mean? That's what this all is alleged.
Right?
It's all alleged.
Right? That's all I'm saying,
Make
though.
sure y'all
Whether it's alleged or not, I'm riding with my little bro.
Yeah.
Flat out.
And
flat out. And anything they saying negative about him, I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah, because they already said that he was a good kid, so nobody should be saying nothing negative about him, except for the fact that
all
this
of that.
was a bad situation.
Why did he have a knife on him? Because he fucking had his knife on him. That's why.
Yeah, they're gonna ask that question.
It don't matter. The question I'm saying, it don't matter why. That's the answer to the question is it don't fucking matter why, nigga. And let me tell you why it don't matter. It don't matter based on if it's not considered a weapon. That's why. Because if it was a weapon, they would be saying that shit. He had a knife that was a weapon. It's hard to say that a fucking pocket knife like this is a weapon.
Yeah.
So unless that nigga had a Bowie knife, a hunting knife, right?
Yeah, because they ain't even told us, like you said, we don't even know how big it was or nothing. It's a lot of things that has to be pulled out. Like
regardless has to be pulled out. I'm on my little bro side, flat out. And anybody saying anything, trying to paint him anyway, nigga, no, we ain't having it.
And that's one thing that I do believe is that in these situations, they do need to. They could have put him on like a house arrest or something. I don't feel like I feel like when they go to the next hearing, if anything, if they decide to keep him or not, they should definitely put him in, because like if he got a known history where he ain't out here wilding, he ain't doing none of that. He obviously got a good home. Hopefully they give him a chance to go and be on like house arrest or something. Because
we definitely need to get him up out of there ASAP.
Yeah, he shouldn't be sitting in jail like that, because that's not from everything that we heard is he's a really good kid. All that, we know that. So, let's hope that if anything, they reduce the bond and that they give him a chance to go home and at least be on house arrest or something while he goes through the court case.
Well, you good.
Okay. Hopefully that could be a situation for the young homie.
Good. All right.
Regardless of what happened, man, we need to be standing 10 toes down in
Period.
solidarity with our little bro.
Period. I mean, I'm just saying, I hear you.
We need to get him 250 more.
Yeah. Because see, this is what's messed up. This is what's messed up. L, I bet you didn't know this. I bet you didn't know that they got his GoFundMe shut down. Because they talking about murderers. Because they said murderers shouldn't have no GoFundMe.
Nah, they definitely shouldn't have did that because you know what I mean.
Right. You see, so they don't even want him. They don't even want him to have no defense.
To me, it's no case. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think in this country, man, it's too much guilty until proven innocent when it's supposed to be the other way around.
Nah, well, the scales of justice has always been tipped towards one color than the other, and we know that.
It's just I don't, and you know what has magnetized that is the motherfucking social media, man. Social media is just fucked up.
But L, at what point do you want to go back in history? The guys that killed MLK got off. Medgar Evers got off. Everybody who done killed all your civil rights leaders got off. The cops that's killing these little kids and et cetera, got off. The people that killed Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, got off. The guy that just choked out that guy on the New York subway, who wasn't armed, who wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? But dude felt that he needed to go over there and choke that guy out to where he died. Okay, he got all the way off. How was he a threat? How was he a threat? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is the scales of justice don't work for us.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot of situations. But me and Verge even talked about this on a podcast a long time ago. I know Verge remember this podcast because we talked about the media propaganda, how they use a lot of these stories, and it's a lot more that goes the other way that we don't hear about than it. And Verge did the whole podcast on this and broke down the numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Verge, he goes through all this shit, and he talked about exactly like the media cherry picks what they want to use to get the emotional heartstrings of the country going when they want to control the narrative. And I'm only gonna go off of it since we on my brother Verge's podcast, but when he talked about it, and he even broke down the numbers when cops actually got off to the point to where they normally didn't, and it was a huge swing.
Yeah, but the ones that didn't get off, they didn't get no, like, don't say Darren Chauvin. After they beat the shit out of Rodney King, they looked us all in our face. They looked us all in our face and said not guilty. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. It's been way too many incidents. And again, they still mad at us because we stood behind OJ. They still mad behind that. How could you support him? What you mean? Y'all gave Dylan Roof $5 million for his defense fund? $5 million. And he shot up a church full of people didn't even know they was finna get killed. So I don't know. I don't trust, bro. I don't trust nothing because they're going to villainize us at every chance they get while simultaneously making themselves look like victims. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you go into a store, everybody be worried about the black people while the white people be robbing them blind. They act like white people ain't thieves. They act like white people ain't on welfare. They act like white people don't kill people.
They more criminal than us, man.
Yeah. These are people that drop bombs on whole countries and unleash viruses on whole countries. What are we talking about here? This is their nature. And they've been treating us like this ever since we came in contact with these vile motherfuckers. Look at what they did to the Black Panther Party. Look at what they did to anybody who stood up for us. Look at what they did to them. That might be you, bro. We ain't talking about you personally, but them is your ancestors. Your ancestors set this system up. We ain't had nothing to do with it.
Hey, man, hold on real quick. Hold on. Shout out to my man from the high desert, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, we know all y'all ain't like that, man, but you know what I'm saying? Even white people gotta admit that y'all got a history of violence specifically concerning us, man. So y'all gotta kind of understand why niggas be feeling some type of way, man. And I know
and then Verge. Right. And we talking about post-slavery. Look, take the slavery out of it. Look at how they still treated us after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
They still was hanging us. They still was lynching us. They still was burning down our cities and our towns and taking the land.
Same shit going on today, just in a different way, right?
Emmett Till would only be about 80, 85 years old.
Long ago, man. I'm saying this stuff didn't happen. Now you gotta think 100 years ago is not a long time ago in the grand scheme of things, man.
Yeah.
It's a short period in history, man.
Bro, so even if you took the vileness of the slavery of what they did to us during chattel slavery, once again, look at how they treated us after slavery was. They make it seem like as soon as slavery was over, now all of a sudden white people became cool. You remember when JFK had to call the military in to escort Ruby Bridges just to go to school with these people? And they burned up the town. You remember?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
I mean, it's like, dude, come on, man. How many different times in history, as soon as they integrated schools, look at how y'all started acting. Y'all started acting like that towards us. Y'all didn't want us to go to school with y'all. We couldn't eat with y'all. We couldn't drink from the same water fountain as y'all. This ain't during slavery. This is less than 100 years ago.
Yeah, and I gotta say something to you from High Desert, but nah, they ain't all dead, brother. That's a fact. No, they're
But
not
they
all
passed
dead.
it down, bro. Look at how people act. Look.
They're here. They're alive and
Go
well.
look in these comment sections and look at how the white people are referring to him. Look at how they referring to us as a race. See, this what I'm saying from the high desert. It might not be you, but as soon as your folks get pissed off, that hard ER come out their mouth, that go back to Africa shit, go out their mouth, the insults become plentiful.
I'm gonna be real. It's a lot of
Definitely
racist
ain't.
people, just period. It's black racists, white racists, Chinese racists, Japanese racists. It's a lot of racist people all across all. Because hey, I'm around a lot of black people. I know some of the older generation. I think a lot of our younger cats is more, because we got white friends. We got white people. We do a lot more business with white
No,
people.
we got white associates.
Yeah,
I mean, we got white friends. I mean, I got white.
Nah, we got white associates.
I don't have no.
I mean, I got white friends.
I don't. I'm
Shit, I grew up with white people, like, you know what I mean, from 8th grade. So,
But okay, but L, the thing is what I'm saying, bro.
the
They
thing is
might
this.
feel cool, but
We all got people that we know from all different walks of life, right? We all got to be on this world, like. And I know one thing, like my dad was. It was funny because he was like a racist, but he wasn't. Because he used to always tell me shit about always being united in the world and shit, but he was a super Black Panther nigga at the same time. Like, birds know. Like,
okay, let me ask you something. Keep it 100, L. Keep it 100, L.
Why would
This
I
is
say
to you. Hold up. This is to you. Real and keep it 100. I don't sugarcoat nothing up. Do you really think white people want to unite with us?
I think most people do. I think the
Nah,
ones
that's
that
cap.
you
They
think
had
about.
500 years. They had 500 years to do it.
I'm
They
not
had
talking
500
about.
years to do it.
I ain't talking about history because if people want to get to the
No, but
history,
that's not. Oh,
we
see,
got to think
Verge.
about when people was
Verge.
actually
What
here.
L be drinking, bro? What
Bro,
L be
I ain't
drinking?
saying, bro. You think I ain't said nothing about them? Not what you talking about. I'm not
Okay,
even.
but I said, but what I'm
I'm
asking you
saying
is
is that
to
at
a
the end
people
of
who
the
got a history of treating us the way that they have treated us, and they had 500 years to right their wrong to us, and they know what it is. You mean to tell me that these people after all this time wants to actually unite with us when they've had the opportunity to do it?
I mean,
we're talking about as a whole now. We're not
mostly
talking
living in
about
all the same
individuals,
society.
man.
Big E, do white people go around slapping you in public right now?
No.
Okay, so what the fuck are you talking about?
I just
Right
asked
now,
you,
I'm not saying that it's always
Verge.
going to be fucked up out here, but we are not going through the way. Like,
That's
we're not
not what
going
I
through our
asked you, but
grandparents'
that's not what
house.
I asked
That's
you.
not
What
what he
I
asked.
said was, as soon as incident, look, this is what
More
I don't
people
think.
want
This
to
is
be
what I think. Hold up,
nowadays.
L. I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna bounce. You think that I'm talking about this, bruh? They've had 500 years to unite, and every time an incident like this comes up, All you gotta do is listen to the vitriol, how they refer to us as a whole.
Bro, it's both sides and go back and forth.
Nah, brother, we got reason to feel like that
We got
about them.
reason
Did
to
we
feel
do
like
to
that.
them what they did to us?
We got reason to feel like that.
Everybody's emotional, bro. I get that.
Nah, did we do to them what? Nah,
Fuck all
L,
that
you full of
emotion,
shit,
nigga.
bro. You full of that's
Talk about
cap.
facts.
That's
But
cap.
people are racist on both sides. We're not gonna act
No,
like
that's
it's not
cap.
black racist.
No, until we do to them what they did to us, we got a whole reason to feel the way we feel.
You can feel the way you feel, but are you telling me that there's not black racists?
That's just a fact.
Nah,
There's not
nah,
black
L on some bullshit, man. Y'all salute, man. I'm finna
You
bounce.
ever met no black racists? I'm sorry. I know some. Hey, Bird. I know some real black racists. I know some of my old people in my family. I ain't even gonna call them out. I know some racists.
Nah, man, like I say, man,
I know some racists. I just ain't never been that way.
I'm not saying, and I'm gonna speak for my I'm gonna speak for my bro Big E Duke too, though, because I feel the exact same way. And I'm and listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's not some cool white folks as individuals, because I know plenty of cool. Do I personally have white friends? No. I'm not saying it's not possible to have white friends. I'm just saying I don't have it, right? But I'm further saying this as a whole. Not talking about from high desert. I'm not talking about the white people you might know. I'm talking about as an entire whole. No. The answer to Big E's question is no. Absolutely not.
Hey, right.
Right. That's just whether you think you don't believe whatever. I mean, that's on you. But the actual facts of the reality, right, is that no, absolutely not.
I think for most of the middle and lower class America, most of the people would rather just kind of make shit work.
No, that's not even no lower. That's mostly everybody thinks like that.
Yeah,
that's irrelevant. That's not what we're talking about.
So I think people they give more light to the people that are that way.
We're talking about historical facts here, man. That's what we're talking about. Let's be clear on what we're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
and that's a whole different.
We're talking about historical facts into the present day, current situation with our little brother Carmelo, right? We can compare it to so many situations from the past, right? So many, right? Tons, plethora, right? What I'm saying is, right, is that we have a history of violence with these people as a whole, right? You have to be able to understand when we speaking in such terms, we're not talking about your individual ass.
Man, this is not no black.
Now that's where emotion come in right there, thinking that we talking about your ass and we talking about a hoe. Because when you're talking about all niggas, I definitely know you ain't talking about me some of the time. Most of the time, you probably is.
Right.
But I'm gonna say this here right here though too. I'm gonna say this though too though. We can't afford to not be on code and not stand in full solidarity, right? We can't afford for some of us. Well, listen here, although it's going to happen, we'll just say we can't afford for some of us to be saying stuff like and really thinking stuff like, well, he wasn't there? Why he ain't? Fuck what? Fuck all of that. He was there because he could be there and he wanted to be there. The same reason why Austin and them, everybody fucking else was there. How about that? Straight on some raw shit. Fuck everything, nigga. Right? He was there because he fucking wanted to be, nigga. And that shit happened. Right? It didn't have to happen, but it did. And it didn't happen because he made it happen. Now, all the other shit, fuck all that, man. Get it out of here. It don't even matter. We talking about some straight real shit right now, man. Right? That's our little bro. That's Emmett Till. That's Ahmaud Arbery. That's Ty Beard. That's all of them, nigga. Flat out. And if y'all ain't looking at it like that, then you choose to not look at it like that. And I ain't even gonna get into all of the other stuff because whatever, right? But the point in time where we at right now, we have to be in solidarity with each other. We can't afford to be saying stuff like, well, nah, man, our little brother had a knife on him because he had a fucking knife on him. What? He wasn't trying to hawk nobody. If that's the case, he would have came up stabbing, right? He had a right to be where he had to be. He was invited to be where he was at. He's not a murderer. He's not a killer. None of that shit. We got to defend that like that. None of that, nah, fuck all that. Nah, it don't matter. Straight like that. Yeah. Right? That's the shit I'm talking about right there. And to what my man Big E was saying, not to individual white folks, but I know a lot of cool white folks. The fact that I don't have a friend that's white is not meaning that there's not cool white people. I know a lot of cool white people. As a whole, white people ain't trying to fuck with us and don't fuck with us. Why such a like it's like when I say that, it's true. Literally, we can see it in our fucking society and reality. Accept it. It's okay. So with that being said, when we get painted pictures of our little brother being in this and this white boy this and nah, man, man, we stand with our brother. We about to raise a 2.5 million for our little bro and getting the best representation he can get. We're gonna sell it in court. We ain't believing no narrative, and we ain't gonna allow no narratives to be painted. Any narratives that don't paint our little brother as he actually is to our knowledge, we can't go for it at all. Our little brother Carmelo is a great young man with a promising life ahead of him who defended himself flat out. He wasn't in the wrong. He was at where he was supposed to be, regardless of anything, unless he wasn't, and we know that he wasn't. Right? And it is a racial thing. Whether you want to admit it or not, accept it or not, whether you personally believe or let your personal views, how you see things, it's not. It is. It is. And the media is making it that. Right? So it would be in our best interest to send some money to the GoFundMe if they completely shut it down or get in contact with our young brothers, people if it's possible, somebody figure it out and let the goddamn Anthony family know that the FBAs of America from all over America stand 10 toes down with y'all. How about that? If our little brother is guilty, let it come out in court. Until then, we riding 100 with him. Fuck what y'all talking about. Rest in the essence to goddamn it, Austin, man. He caused his death. Whether our little brother had a knife on him or not is irrelevant, man. If he didn't buck up like how he did, our little brother would be free and he would be alive. If he just would have shut the fuck, or if he just would have went and got the security guard. See the ifs we get into now, but these are actual ifs that Austin could have done. What he should have done. He's no position to tell our little brother, get up and leave. What? Just imagine me. I'm speaking on me right now. When I was his age, the type shit I was on.
You would fight.
If two white boys would have pulled tight with me. Now listen, and to what El's about to say. No, I wouldn't have killed him. I wouldn't have thought to stab him. You want to know why? Because unlike our little brother Carmelo, I know how to defend myself with these very well. Carmelo don't. You can look at him and tell him he's just a little sports paying ass nigga. Can't fucking fight. Just because you an athlete don't mean you can fight.
Yeah. That's why I feel like it was a bully incident. So, homie just got scared and did what he did. You know what I mean?
You gotta be on it like that, Jack. Flat out, y'all. This ain't no time for us to be on no, well, what if our brother was wrong and you know, he went up in there? Nah, fuck all that, man.
A bully incident that went wrong.
Our little brother ain't wrong in no form or fashion in this situation at all. He was justified in what he did. How about that?
I'm just saying.
Rest in the essence to Austin. We did.
I know everybody gonna be emotional. I'm saying it went wrong as in a life got lost when the life shouldn't have been lost.
Now it's not that it went wrong. Austin provoked the situation and caused the situation.
But I don't think. But even though what y'all think, and people, like I said, I know people still emotional, but this guy.
That's not even no emotion involved.
No, I'm saying this because you gotta think of this. Even though if Carmelo gets out or not, he's gonna have to live with that for the rest of his life.
Right.
when you kill somebody, you're gonna always see that back and forth in your mind over and over and over. So it's something that he's gonna live with for the rest of his life. You know, it's the moment that's gonna change and alter his psyche for the rest of his life. And he a young man.
Man,
I
see everything.
Whether he get out or not, it's just this gonna take a toll on him. And mentally, it could, you know what I mean, that drains kids and families and all that. His mom, his dad, it's a ripple effect, the whole family. Think about how everybody else feels out here. It's not just him. It's a lot of people riding on this situation.
Exactly.
So it's a whole mental toll on a lot of people.
And that's all the more reason why we need to be 10 toes down with our little bro.
That's, you know, the power of the media, right?
You know what I'm saying? But you want to know something? We got more power than the media. You want to know why I say that? Because we influence the media. And when I say we, I'm being very arrogant and cocky and saying us FBAs, foundational Black Americans. Yes, we run culture, popular culture. So when we make shit cool, it get cool. When it's not cool and we ain't fucking with it, it ain't gonna be cool and nobody else will. Now, once we realize that, then y'all already know. But until then, like I said, we need to be 10 pounds down with our little bro, flat out. And that's just straight like that. Because I would want y'all to be 100 down with mine. I wouldn't want y'all to be saying, oh, Jen shouldn't have had a knife on her. Hell nah. My baby had that fucking thing in her pocket. She's been having it since she was a little girl. How about that? Then somebody pulled tight on my baby girl. She hawked their ass. Oh, well, rest in the essence to them. You know, not. And if y'all know Jen, y'all know Jen. So I'm going to equate my daughter with goddamn it Carmelo. How about that? Straight like that. You know, rest in the essence of Austin, man. I find it very strange and weird that they separate him and his mother talking about Hunter and from their father. Why weren't they all interviewed together? That's just strange to me.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation.
And when we talk about race, the first person to even shine the light on it was his dad. So
yeah, his dad tried to downplay it.
So you know.
Well, no, that ain't the first time I heard about race. The whole story was built around race. Like I definitely heard that. That was all I heard. Like was race before it even really hit the whole media scene. Because I heard about this as soon as it happened. So it was already a hot story, and then when it went viral and really bust out on the scene, then it was already a racial issue.
He said, right there said Big E racist.
Hey, man.
Big E ain't none of no damn racist.
I'm just saying, bro. It was crazy because I know a lot of look, I'm gonna say it. I know a lot of people. Like I said, it's racist. I know real racist.
I do. I know niggas that's racist too. I've been locked up with a real. Let me tell you something. I've been locked up with niggas who are actually very racist, man.
Yeah.
Seriously. But let me say this though, I'm gonna say this, and I mean this when I say this, man. I'm not saying that it's cool for people to run around with this on them and I'm talking about us. But what I'm saying is I understand and get why amongst us as a whole entire black people, we got a feeling disdain towards white people as a whole. I mean, we have a reason to. We have a very valid reason to. Right? Not individually, as a whole. And this is what I say to the white people.
I think that gives people a crutch.
Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying, though. This is what I say to the white people individually.
It cripples people's mental. I just don't like that being instilled. Like, yes, it could be somewhat to a sense true.
But it's a fact. It's like it's not even
a lot of the people. It's not even up for
debate.
Bro, most of the people, but most of the people I know that actually are on the levels that they're on, it's not because a white person gave them or none of that shit. They broke through the mold. They did that shit.
That's not what we're not talking about that, man. That's not.
But that ties into this stuff.
I mean, but that's not what we're talking about, though. We're not talking about that. It's other things that ties into what we're talking about too. But we're talking about in general. We're not talking about specifics. We're talking about in general.
In
That's
general, I feel like in general we're more together than
how
not.
you feel. You talking about how you feel. I'm talking about what is, what's actual reality and facts.
But you just said it. You say you feel like that we're more together than
I
not.
feel nothing.
You just said that like 5 minutes ago.
What did I say I feel? I said I feel what?
You say you feel like for the most part that we all want to be more together than not as a whole in the country. You said most people don't fuck with us.
Yeah,
you just said that. You literally just said.
I didn't say I feel. I said that's what I think. Yeah. Right, and I do feel that as well too. Right, but what I'm saying is, when we talking about what I'm talking about right now, like I said, and this, let me finish what I was saying earlier. If you, as an individual white person who is actually a cool white person, are not able to differentiate when a guy like me, like a guy like my brother Big E, is talking about as a whole, then that's a personal thing. And this is what I said. I might do a show on this too. This is something that y'all got to deal with that on y'all's own, right?
You gotta get the link is up top.
You never think, just like black folks can't never think that we're talking about you specifically because we don't know you. Yeah. We're talking about as a whole, right? As a whole, no. As a whole, the entire answer is no to what Big E was at. No.
And I may be
it's just a fact that we have to accept as reality because that's what it is. Yeah. Once we accept that, then that's what we're gonna go about connecting and interacting with the ones who actually is cool and prove to be so we can move forward. That's the whole point of keeping it 100, right? You got to be able, when we have these conversations, y'all, we have to be able to be honest in every way, right? Us black folks in America, listen what I'm saying. Us black folks in America, we have a reason that we carry a collective disdain and contempt for white folks. We are validated in that, man. What are you talking about? And the only reason why a person who says that they're cool and they whatever, they're not like the rest of them white person is somebody who, right? We smart, we intelligent here, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is if you real and you real, you know what I'm saying, that means you're gonna be a white guy, white person that's keep it 100, right? And that means you're able to differentiate and separate when a guy like me, who you say you think is cool, and you rock with, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
I think most do. I think, most get it.
That's the thing, L. Most don't, though.
I think the younger. I think you're talking about.
There's some that do, but most don't.
I think the cats our age and probably I think our generation. I think because hip hop kind of helped bridge the gap between
hip hop ain't got nothing to do with it.
But it helped bridge the gap between people understanding the story.
It helped bridge the gap, but I mean, there's still a gap.
But that's between, I would say,
we're talking about as a whole. We're not talking. I'm talking about as an entire whole.
Even as a whole, I feel like as a whole.
No, that's how you feel, but the facts is that that's not what you feel. What you feel, it don't matter. The facts is that's not what it is.
Hey, you already know,
right?
L Tupac on that baby. That was the Tupac line I said. Because Tupac said it, you know what I mean? Tupac, he spoke a lot about that, man. But I just feel like, I feel like the hip hop definitely got a lot more than it didn't. I could tell by the way the interactions go. And I just think that, there's always going to be racist people, man. That's just going to be on both sides. Like, I already know that. But those people mostly be sick, though. And you listen to their ideologies, normally, they sound sick as hell in the head. But at the same time, you won't have that, man. People won't have mental health issues in society. People got traumas they can't get over. They're gonna have that shit. What we call about generational traumas and all that shit's real. People hold the weight of, their family's history and certain type of things they went through in their family. Sometimes people could feel that, So we do got to understand that is a thing. But at the same time, you know, we got to understand that the only way the change is even going to come about is if people actually have to try to be open on both sides. And I think even when other people try to be open, some people might be too far in their traumas to recognize it and will still close the door and self-sabotage themselves. And I can see that happening because, you know, everybody want to be right instead of actually getting the right thing done for everybody and humanity as a whole. And I think that's the only reason why it's always going to be this huge gap. You know?
Right. Yeah, but I mean, and that's all well and good right there, though, man. But I think right now, man, as far as what we got going on right now, I think us, man, we need to be focused on fixing our house first, man, before we get the because like my brother Big E said, we done have plenty of years to, you know, do all that crazy stuff people be talking about. I ain't saying nothing ain't wrong with it, but just like other groups of people focuses on themselves and get hate crime bills for themselves, I think that's about high time that we should do that as well. And now that we start to do that, now it's a big issue. Now we being separatists. Now we being racist now and shit. Fuck all that, man. Yeah. I fuck with white people that I'm cool with, but when it comes to my people, man, what we doing right with what we got going on, you know, that means more to me. Just like I'm pretty sure it's the same for white guys. And when it's time for us to meet up and link up and cool, we'll be cool who's cool, and when show and prove and all that, then we're gonna do that like we've been doing, like it's been going. You know, what's needing? What's no use? Ain't no use to fixing something that ain't broke, so to speak. Right?
Yeah, I think everybody good for the most part, but I'm about to get up out of here, my brother.
Yeah, man, we about to get up out of here. We about to get up out of here. Listen to some straight up E.N.E, man. Say your last words before we get up out of here. And we about to get up through, man.
And I hope everybody had a great time on the show tonight. You already know. I see the homie from the high desert. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, he going there, man.
Yeah, I see. He got comments. I don't even think. I think some
yeah,
of his
man.
comments.
I'm just saying, my nigga Biggie, he ain't got no hatred in his heart. Because I don't believe or I don't think my brother Biggie got hatred in his heart. But what I'm saying is, hey, my brother just as passionate as I am.
Nah, you know,
here when it comes to this. I may disagree or agree with some things on my brother Big E, but when it comes to this, I'm in total agreement with my brother Big E, 100%.
Yeah,
1,000%.
And my thing is this: like, what's unsaid don't need to be said all the time. You know what I mean? It's understood. Hey, he said he racist as hell. You can't see that. Hey, I'm gonna say this, man. People's trauma.
Big E is not racist, man.
I'm gonna say this: history does make a lot of people sound racist. I'm sorry, bro. Me as a person who can see, when I hear people start talking, man, a lot of times.
Let me just say this, though. Let me say this.
I'm just saying.
And this is what we can't do. This is what I'm saying about being on code as black people, man. Listen to what I'm saying right now. Right?
Niggas gotta tone down a little bit.
Let me say, niggas
ain't gotta have a conversation. They gotta tone down,
nothing,
man.
Nigga. I ain't gotta tone down shit. I'm gonna turn up if anything, nigga. You hear me?
That's the way that we're gonna take it to the next level.
Well, I'm gonna always turn it up. I ain't turning down shit. Like Lil Jon said, turn down for what, nigga?
Yeah, we see where Lil Jon at.
Straight like that, man.
We gotta take it to the next level, man.
This is what we can't do, though, right? This is what we can't do. Right?
We gotta fight effectively, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and turning up is effective, nigga. You feel
me?
Effective. Very effective. Very effective. You know what I'm saying?
You turn up.
This is what we can't do, though, right?
Without people knowing you turning up. That's the most effective
we cannot do. Listen to what I'm saying.
You don't let people know when you're turning up.
Let me tell you something right now. This is what we can't do, right?
Gotta learn how to.
We cannot allow people. We can't allow it to be said or be associated when we start speaking facts about what actuality is. Now we racist. And I'm not with the thought process, the school of thought that black people can't be racist. Oh, I know some racist black people. Trust me, I was locked up with a lot of them. Right? But what I'm going to say is this. This is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say.
Niggas be passionate, though.
And they got a right to be passionate, though.
Super.
Now, how they meet that out in their behavior in life as a man, that's on them. But what I'm saying is, as a whole, we have a right. Do you understand what I'm saying? We got a right to feel the way we feel. What, nigga? Just what they used to do to our people back in the day? What? Are you tripping, nigga? Acting crazy. Now, that's not saying all of y'all. Come on now.
But and Verge, one thing I know that you also say is, don't nobody gotta give a fuck about your feelings except for maybe your family and a couple friends.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's why I really don't talk too much about how I feel.
And if a person ain't engaged in that in their lifetime, if they ain't been that type person, then you bringing up all them facts to them, they like, well, I ain't did that shit. So I mean, yeah, I get that is history, but like if somebody say some shit to black, I mean, yeah, I'm with that.
Well, this is what I'm
But
saying.
that ain't got shit to do with me.
Listen here.
You take me for face value.
Listen here, man.
A lot of people, I think, just want that, Bird. They just want that.
Here, man.
I'm
saying all I said to say this, man. Listen, I said all I say to say this, right?
I mean, that's
we
all.
cannot, right? We can't do that, man, right? You know what I'm saying? When we get to speaking on what's actuality and what's facts, we can't let that be associated with niggas being emotional and niggas being racist. You can't be racist when you telling what's the facts, man. It's not racist to tell the truth, man. We can't allow the truth. We can't associate the truth with racism.
But I also think,
although a lot of racism is very true.
But Bird, where the double standard comes into play, and I gotta tell that when I talk to, like, a lot of times white people feel like we can say whatever we want, right?
Yeah, but that's not most of us, though. That's not most of us, though.
If they be like, if they say something like, that just wasn't me, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Now they're being called a racist because they don't care about what black people feel. And people will flip that on
what you just said is completely and totally irrelevant.
But no, that's what happens, and that I think that puts white people in a disadvantage when you have those conversations where they don't. A lot of them ain't involved in that, bro.
Listen here, it's straight like this, man. Nothing happening.
I think a lot of them ain't
listen here. Nothing that's happening right now, and I'm not justifying anything. I'm just merely stating the facts. Don't amount to anything what these motherfuckers done did as a whole in history.
I don't think nobody's negating that, Bird. I think
I'm just saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not. Listen here. I'm not getting nothing confused, nothing misconstrued, or none of that. I'm rolling and controlling this shit over here. Believe that. I'm aware of everything that's going on. There's nothing I'm not clueless about, unless it's some little tidbit, little shit that really don't mean nothing, right? But in the grand scheme of what we talking about, I'm on all sides over here, covering from all angles. Like my man Glitz say, from 10 different views, like his vantage point. And I'm saying right now, as a whole, right, we can't afford that, right?
I think that's what
we're listening here. When one of my brothers is out of pocket, I'm gonna be the first to let them know, right? That's me, right? Anybody know me knows that. And the same with me. You hear me? But at this point in time, y'all, we have to stand in the such firm solidarity with each other that even if negative shit come up about us, we can't be like, well, L did do this, but nah, fuck all that. We'll handle that. We'll take care of that. Y'all don't worry about that. Y'all handle y'all's. We're gonna handle ours. But on the grand scheme, until they handle out the way they need to handle out, nigga, we OG, we keeping them, nigga. Y'all remember that? This is an OG call. I'm keeping it. Huh? You remember that, L?
This ain't no movie, bro.
Nah, this is reality. That's what I'm saying, nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the reason why I'm saying it. This is reality. Right?
I think, it's gonna be emotional, man.
Right. Of course, it's gonna be some emotional.
I mean, right. It's just gonna be I just don't want. Yeah, I mean, I know people gonna be emotional as hell.
Yeah, but when we and we're not being emotional, I don't
want niggas to be riding or no shit like that.
We're not being emotional when we got our little bros back, we're not being emotional.
No, I'm just saying, however anything goes, nobody better be tearing those cities up.
I mean, we can't control that, and listen here, and what do I be talking to y'all about? What do I talk to y'all about when I talk to y'all about violent radicalization, ideologically based violence? This is the stuff I be talking to y'all about. How stuff like this situation right here is when I say, listen, pay attention when I say this, y'all. When I say made to be happen, I'm not talking no conspiracy theory shit. I'm talking about how the societal situations are manipulated by the powers that be for situations like this to occur. Do y'all understand the difference?
Do you see it brewing?
So what I'm saying, if you have the sight to see and the ears to hear and understand what I just said, right? What are we talking about here, right?
Bird, you know what could happen, right? You know what could happen.
Of course, I know what could happen. I know what's actually happening. I'm talking about what's actually happening right now, though. I know. Yeah. I know. Listen here. Fuck what's happening. I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Right. I know what we about to be going through, and right now, what I'm saying is, what's coming is we definitely need to be having our little bros back 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I
you know what I'm saying? No, what if he did this or he could have? Why did he have it? Nah, fuck up. Nah.
No, people can talk about the case.
He had it because he had it.
You know people's gonna talk about the case.
Right.
You already know that's gonna happen. You only gonna upset yourself if you think people ain't. You already know. You know how niggas is on social media.
Man, I don't care nothing about. I'm talking about none of that.
That's all niggas do all day, bro. You know that's what's gonna happen. You know that's what's gonna happen.
I'm not talking about that.
Niggas is gonna do it.
Happen. Well, when I say I don't know what's going to happen, niggas are everybody gonna talk on social media. We're talking on social media right now.
Nah, I'm talking about, they gonna be saying what you saying. They're gonna be asking questions and shit like that. It's gonna be a lot of shit. You know how these
it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. We're supposed to have each other's back like other people be having their people's back.
Yeah, and that's where,
Flat out. Flat out.
He tried to put that nigga on the poster.
Yeah, and we can't let him do it. Regardless of even if you think our little brother is guilty, we can't let him do it. We'll deem him guilty after we find out what actually went on. They went and got Emmett Till up out the crib, Jack. Ripped him from out his mama's arms. You hear me? And y'all see what they did to our little bro Emmett Till. Think about it like that.
Yeah. My nigga from the high desert, his shit still crazy.
Going off, ain't he, man?
He said Big E pissing me off forever.
Big E ass been gone. He ain't paying your ass no attention for the high desert, man.
Nah, that's how I know these is from earlier.
When I say I'm taking up for Big E, I'm not speaking for him. I'm just speaking when I'm saying, like, that nigga Big E, and I say this to say this right here. Although I never met Big E, I've met Big E, right? And one thing I can't say, being the great discernment of character I am, is that Big E definitely ain't no racist. That I know that. If I was to be willing to put some money, when I meet Big E in real life, whatever, I guarantee you he ain't no racist. Because I ain't no racist. Some people would say that I'm racist. Hell, better than anybody, right? And I'm definitely going to take up for my FBA brother, right or wrong. What are you talking? I'm taking up for all my brothers from the high desert.
No, I mean, but Bird, you like me too, because we call a lot of cases, bro, before they happen. And I get it. In this case, because it's the young brother,
I'm definitely taking up for my brother, for sure.
Yeah, we know that. But I know Virgil's really good at really dissecting cases and really getting to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, you already know. That's what I do.
Me and Virgil was really rolling during the we called when old boy was gonna get off. You know what I mean?
Who you talking about?
Old boy from Minnesota.
You talking about the cop?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, you look at like the Trayvon shit, all that. I remember niggas getting mad at me. I was like, hey, I'm gonna tell you, per the law, it's unfortunate there's no videotape. And like Bird said, we need a video. You know, in the case, you know, to help him out would be a videotape.
Right.
So
let's address the homie from High Desert. He said, "I'm a 37 years old white boy from Atlanta, GA, baby. Am I a racist? I don't know if you're a racist. I would like to think and believe that you're not, but I don't know that to be a true because I don't know you.
It would
but what I
definitely
do, but listen, let me tell you what I do know though for a fact, right? I do know that amongst white people as a whole, it's some shit that y'all got towards us as a whole. Oh, I've been in prison, baby. You can't tell me. I know this for a fact.
It's definitely a small. It's a small chance of you living.
Yeah, listen here. Let me address this. I don't have to know Big E. I know that's my FBA brethren, and I know him in some type of way.
I'm talking about.
Let me tell you something about my brother Big E. I've been knowing Big E as far as in these digital spaces on YouTube, on platforms and stuff for about 3 years now.
Okay.
So yeah, I know my brother Big E to an extent.
No, I'm saying him to live in Atlanta. It's gonna be hard to be racist in Atlanta.
No, it's not. If you racist, it's not hard to be racist anywhere. They can be racist anywhere you at.
All year round is black people in Atlanta. Though, like shit, that's just like Chocolate City. That's like old DC. I mean, yeah, you could be, but it's gonna be difficult.
10 toes down with my brother Big E, because like Big E, I've been to the joint.
Yeah,
like Big E been to the joint. We know how it go. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Like I said, there's racist people in all places. Like, you know, I get that. Nobody's negating none of that.
Yeah, this dude, he said, you know me, it's the type of way I tune in every line. And I appreciate that, bro. Yeah. I appreciate that though. But like I said, I've been engaging, interacting with Big E for about a good more than 3 years now, for real, to be honest with you. So I kind of do know him a little bit better than you, man. Than I know you.
Yeah.
Right. So
he said,
you know what I'm saying? And whether or not I'm going to defend my brother simply because he's black, bro. Flat out. Now, if he was proven to be wrong, guess who's going to call my brother out when he's wrong? Guess who's going to be the first person to do it, L? And you know this. Especially over here on my motherfucking platform.
And that's why I always try to, y'all see, like, that's why I try to stay just with what I see presented. I don't try to get too super black, anti-black, none of that. Like, I ain't none of that. Like, at the end of the day.
That's kind of like standing on business from the high desert. That's kind of like 10 toes down.
Can stand on business
with my brethren. That's what that sound like.
Yeah, you can definitely stand on your business, you know, and that's what I get. But you know, when you in the
you defend your brother because he white, and if he proven to be wrong, or if he wrong about something, then that's when you decide if you still gonna rock with him. But I wouldn't be mad at you if you didn't ride with him against me.
I mean, yeah, I'm a
or
person.
Slide with him against me, or not even so much against me, but I wouldn't be mad if you sided with him before you sided with me. How about that?
Yeah, nah. I mean, me, I'm expect
that.
Right and wrong ain't no color to me.
Yeah, it ain't no color.
You right. If you wrong, you wrong.
My brother gotta be wrong first though. And listen here, just because
you're right,
my brother wrong, don't mean I think my brother wrong. Because you could think my brother wrong, and I can totally disagree with you.
Yeah, and that's it.
And listen here, and let me tell you this from the high desert or any white people watching. If you think my brother Big E is a racist, that's your opinion, but I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Right? Well, you don't even know. You gotta ask Big E yourself, y'all.
Big E ain't no damn racist.
I know tell you if he is or not.
Big E ain't one of them.
I don't think he is either.
You hear me?
He's definitely passionate.
He just from the old school.
Yeah, y'all gotta understand some of these older cats, you know, that's another thing y'all gotta differ. You know, me and Verge is like 40, 41, 42, 43.
Big E, that's the homie, man. He gonna keep it 100 across the board.
Yeah, Big E probably like 50 or something. You know, they in a different kind of time period.
You gotta understand what it means. Then to be a racist, you gotta understand what it means to be a racist, man. Big E does not not like white people simply because they're white people. That's what it means to be a racist. Do y'all understand? See, a lot of y'all don't even really know what it means to be a racist.
Yeah, racist is like you literally just. That's why I said it earlier. It's a sickness because that means you really just say you don't. That's why I don't get into that shit, man.
Yeah, because
to me it be sounding funny.
If you're going to sit up here and call somebody racist, you're insinuating that they don't like black people simply because they're black people.
Look, I either rock with you or I don't.
We got a history of white people not liking us simply because we're black.
Yeah, but I don't have that history in my life. Like I've been accepted.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying.
See, my thing is this.
That's you. That's you. That's individual. We're talking about a whole here.
As a whole, we all know what the history of
exactly, and that's what matters. To say outside of your individual experience,
and what we have to know.
Relevant to the whole.
But what we have to know is that we're going to be in this shit together, and we all going to live, and we're going to have to get to it all together. Unless people really want to segregate themselves,
people already segregate. We're already segregated. What are you talking about? We're not united in any way.
I feel like we're more segregated than not.
We are.
I mean, more not segregated than we.
No,
we all live in the same space.
That's true, though. That's how you feel, but the actual reality of that doesn't support what you feel. It just doesn't. It just
in the inner city,
your actual reality individually don't support that.
I'm feeling like in the inner city it's like that.
No, it's not though. That's the thing. It's not. It's not. You can feel how you want to feel. The fact is that it's not. It's just not. And we got to start dealing with reality. That's why I say we got to be honest. And it's okay to say I don't know.
I'm talking about as far as in society, like in the inner cities, like when we go out, we eating with black people. Like when we go to the mall, we go to the movies, like
that's nice. No, we talk about I mean and that's cool.
Like
yeah,
50s, like when it was like where we
was all using higher thinking, man, right? Like, and this is part of this. This is part of the indoctrination. This is part of the manipulation over the years, man. Right? You feel me?
Things are definitely
other groups of people don't have they don't get the scrutiny that we get when we start getting on code with each other, when they stay on code with each other. They just don't. And we got to get out of this mind frame of this kumbaya shit, man.
No, the problem starts with us in our we don't fuck with each other.
Exactly.
Niggas don't fuck with each other.
Look at what you just said, L. So we need to focus on us.
I'm about to say niggas don't even fuck with each other.
And that's what I'm saying. So we need to repair that before we start.
It's hard to repair.
How we do that is we start standing in solidarity with each other, whether we fucking right or wrong, and we handle that shit amongst ourselves, like other groups of people do. And it don't get scrutinized like how our shit do. Why? Because we fucking popping and we the shit and we push this shit. That's why.
But you know where that starts, bro? It starts with people actually investing in each other. And that's where unfortunately it just doesn't work out. And I think it could too, bro. I think the right group of people, unfortunately, I think it's the wrong greedy people to be in power for the most part, that actually get the opportunities to build real shit. And I think there is a shit going on in the city. I think we got some good young cats that me and Verge even know that actually are good cats. But to know some of the history of even the city within our community, it's always been friction because it's always some man, you know what? That's a whole different podcast. It's like
that's a whole different show.
We have to talk about that. Why? Because we can start with our city. So first, the thing is, everybody want to save everybody else. We got to start with our city first.
Exactly.
We can talk about what happens in our city and what the city problems and why it's difficult for people to work within each other in the city.
Exactly.
Because it's a real thing. And then we can expand to maybe the state.
Man. That's where it all starts.
Then we can expand to the you start with the city, then you start with the state, then you get to the US, and then you get to the world. That's how you gotta conquer. Everybody want to conquer the world before they even start with where they came from, where the city. Right? We gotta have a conversation about the city before we talk about everything else.
And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about individually in the cities where we at, getting on code. That's exactly. That's all.
People got to be on code for their city. Because what's crazy is there's been cases like this before in the city, and ain't nobody ride for shit in the city, and that's why we got to really start looking at all this.
Exactly, and that's the main reason why we got to all stand 10 toes down for Carmelo. Even more reason, the cities throughout all of America where similar situations have actually happened. Right, not identical, but very similar. Exactly. That's the reason why we gotta send money to our Carmelo and his peoples and get him the best legal representation he get, just like George Zimmerman got. $3 million.
What's even more that I feel like a discussion that I feel like people is glazing over is the bullying. Because bullying is something that's been going on, and
we already know about bullying though. Like,
but I think the topic of discussion, should be like, because this is a real thing. Bullying is a real thing, and it can cost you.
For a long time, man.
And I think this is where, Steve, we gotta have the discussions to how to stop it, because. Like I said, solution-based content is what I'm known for, y'all, right? Solution-based content.
We have to be willing to accept that bullying is here to stay.
Bullying is something that's going to go on.
Something that's been around. It's been legislation that's passed. It is legislation that's passed.
Yeah,
this is something all over America.
This is
all
something
over America. There's legislation right now in place for bullying. It still happens.
Exactly. So that's why we need to really.
I'm not saying not to have conversations about it, but I'm just saying
it definitely
it's not a conversation. When I say it's not a conversation that needs to be had, I'm saying it's a conversation that's been had, right? And there's things actually in place right now in force, right? I mean, as far as like in actuality right now that are there to deter it in any possible way that these laws can.
Yeah, and we need to make it a safe place for these kids to talk about it.
But outside of bullying, which is a part of this to some degree, to some extent, it isn't well, I'm gonna say it isn't, but you know what I'm saying. It's just one of many, right? When we say more needs to be done, what more needs to be done that hasn't already been done?
Well, we need to teach kids how to really deal with this.
We're doing that. We're doing that. That's happening.
It's a lot of conversations that can be had off of this.
Yes, conversations. I mean, that's cool, but okay.
No, I mean, you want to prevent shit like this from happening.
How? Outside of what's already in place, though.
Because I think people.
You talking about what's in place already, something different.
Because what's going to happen is this little kid, whether he gets off or not, this is going to be in his mind. It's going to fuck him up for his life. I don't think people care about this. They don't think about this shit.
People care.
They've never been through this shit in their life.
There's some people that don't care, but there's people that care about that.
No, don't nobody know what the fuck, because ain't nobody been through that shit. So everybody think about what they think about. At the end of the day, this kid gonna
everybody done lost a loved one, man.
He gonna, but their family lost a loved, but he has
on both sides. Everybody, listen here. Mad people done lost people done going to the joint. Mad people.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying, bro. Losing somebody going to jail, losing somebody dying. When you done been through a traumatic experience as a little kid, this is gonna shape his way of thinking for the rest of his life, whether it good or bad. In this situation, it's gonna have some type of effect on him where he gonna need some therapy, some shit to get him through this shit. Because real shit, man. I don't think like everybody just internalizing and just taking it to them. Think about this kid, man. Think about him too.
We thinking about our little brother. That's why we support him.
No, but y'all not thinking about his mental though.
Yes, we are thinking about his mental. That's why
and that's where the conversation needs to go, man. We need to learn how to prevent these situations.
He is thinking about his mental.
Because this ain't the answer.
100 toes down with my brother, man.
No, I think you could be 100. You could be 100 toes down.
We all about this.
You can still correct your young brother and pull him to the side and say, bro, you know what? Next time, that is not the way to go. That's
but
not how you handle
wrong, though. Ain't no need to do that because our little brother wasn't wrong.
Stop it, man. Stop.
He wasn't wrong.
Like anytime the life is
lost, he was not wrong.
I don't give a fuck.
Carmelo wasn't wrong.
You're not about to
he wasn't in the wrong.
School, nigga. I don't care. I'm not wrong for that.
Carmelo was not in the wrong. Carmelo was not in the wrong. He wasn't wrong. He didn't do anything wrong.
You can't murder nobody and it be cool.
He didn't murder him. He
You
didn't
can't
murder
kill
him.
nobody and it be cool.
He didn't murder nobody. Nobody said it was cool. It is what it is. What's not cool is to be pulling up on people putting your hands on them. That's what's not cool. Our little bro was not wrong in any shape, form, or fashion. He didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't the antagonist. None of that. Flat out. You know who was wrong? Austin was wrong. That's who was wrong. And if the shoe was on the other foot, I would say that Carmelo was wrong. Flat out. That's just what it boiled down to. My little brother Carmelo was not wrong in any shape, form, or fashion. And until it get proven that he was, he wasn't.
I just don't think that. I think it could have been handled different.
L, you saying that goes without saying, L.
Right.
Come on, that goes without saying. We all know that and have that sentiment. Everybody have that
He
sentiment.
still won't fuck him up for the rest of his life. Everybody keeps
we all
saying
know that. You want to know what? You want to know what's going to contribute to him being messed up for the rest of his life? Knowing that all of Black America got his back in this situation.
Yeah, that's not going to stop his nightmares at night.
No. Let me tell you something right now.
Now y'all think that's going to negate it?
No, let me tell you something right now.
He's about to be fucked up, bro.
Let me tell you something right now, right?
My niggas on like all this.
Let me tell you something right now.
That don't get you through your nightmares.
And this right here too, because you know what I'm saying. Most of you niggas ain't never even, most of you niggas just ain't ever going to be. I ain't gonna get into that, right? I ain't gonna get into that. But this is what I'm gonna say right here, right? That's all the more reason to stand 10 toes down with our little bro, right? And as far as him mentally, with our support, he will get the mental health, the emotional, everything connected to where he need to get his healing. He gonna get that. And something that's going to heavily contribute to that is knowing that when this situation happened with him as a young boy, all of Black America pulled together, gave money, got him the best law of defense he could get, right? Even if the unfortunate situation happened to where they railroad our little bro, which is a strong possibility, y'all. Him being locked up, knowing that we're going to be out here on his side, doing what we need to do, that's going to make it that much more easier for him to handle. Trust me when I tell you that. You want to know how I know that, y'all? Ask me how I know that. Because I've been in the joint 3 motherfucking times, nigga. And I know what having support from the outside can do for you while you in the side, man. Oh, I know this to be a fact. So as far as whatever he going through personally, little bro will handle that on his own. What I'm saying is knowing that he got our support, it's going to be that much easier for him to cope. Knowing that he got the support of his foundational Black American brethren and sister, whether he right or wrong, until he get proven to be wrong. That's what's going to help him handle his mental anguish from the situation he in.
Right. Go. Nah, bro, it ain't good. I'm gonna keep it 100 from the high desert. Like for me, like I said, bro, I only talk about how I feel about the whole. Like I actually now just spoke about how I felt about the whole situation. And I feel like, man, like honestly, the case, all that, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't even gonna speak on that or.
I'm gonna speak on it, and I say got everything to do with me.
I'm more worried about the young homie, man, and whether he come home or not, or
With our support, how about this? How about let's have
this? That's what
let's have this mindset right here. Let's have this mindset right here. With our support, listen here. with our support, our little brother coming home. Goddamn it! How about that?
And when that happens,
no, fuck all that. No. How about that? That's what we on.
Like I said, when that happens, I want him to make sure that he feels right, man.
We on it straight like that.
We can't just glaze over the real.
We're gonna do what's necessary to make sure our little brother come home.
I just want him to be right, man.
Right.
Yeah, I just want him to be right because it's
going to be right.
It does hurt. Right. Like I'm telling you, man. Like we can't.
If our little brother ain't in no form or fashion wrong, it's gonna be right.
And then it's always, but then you gotta understand, this is something that we always gonna know him for too. So he got to be ready to deal with that too. Now he's
with support, he'll be ready to handle it. Yeah,
everybody.
It's nothing.
Yeah, I hope so, and that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
I know, hope so. He will, just like I did.
Everybody, you're right, right?
Right. Carmelo is me, nigga. How about that?
He's not you.
He is me. He's a young black man.
Yeah,
I was a young black man once.
But y'all is different though, bro.
Nah, we ain't. We was different in the way we different, but we more the same than we not. That's my little bro. And if you ain't looking at it like that, that's something you got to deal with. Because that's how I look at it. That's how my nigga Big E look at it. I'm defending Carmelo like he my little bro. Straight like that.
That too. I'm more closer to him than y'all are in the way I grew up. I'm probably more closer to the way the homie grew up because I actually been in, like I said, I've been in the schools. I know that situation.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that situation because, like, I ain't gonna lie, ain't nobody ever, like, I never had that issue with getting bullied at school.
And from High Desert,
I actually used to
let me say this to
stop bullies.
High Desert. I'm gonna tell you this, High Desert. Right? And this is because I wouldn't allow Big E to say this about you without facts. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I say. This is what I say about being on code, because I'm one of the most on codest ass niggas. I'm a true nigga. You hear me?
We don't know. You have to ask him now.
You hear me? Right? If he calls you a racist, then he called you a racist. You know what I'm saying?
He did call him a racist.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
But at the end of the see, I think, like I said, man.
I mean, but you racist, whatever. I don't know if you're a racist or not.
That's what I said. I don't like throwing the word around. What I was saying earlier about racist, I think Big E took to the next level because, like I said, anybody.
I didn't see that, High Desert. I really didn't see that.
Anybody could be racist, y'all. It's not no. I think black people just feel like, I think a lot of times black people don't think that they could be. Black people don't think that they could come off racist, like, and just like a white person
come off racist. I ain't racist. I don't give a damn.
But that's the same thing a white person.
I'm being honest anyway.
But yeah, and I know you're not a racist, Verge.
Yeah.
But it's just like something that like a white person would say, because if a white person was talking as strong as you, Verge, on their platform,
from High Desert, it ain't been no year. It ain't even been 2 months. I pay attention to who subscribed to my page, brother.
Yeah. We normally know. Like I said, I won't put the stamp on Big E here racist. Yeah. What I'm saying is that I do know people.
Listen here, and on behalf of my brother Big E, if he did call you a racist and you're in fact not a racist, I'll apologize on behalf because it's my platform. How about that? Like the gentleman and scholar that I am. Right?
Yeah. Because I don't feel all. I don't do that all white people stuff, and I don't like.
I don't do that.
I don't like people lumping me in with all black people.
Say that. I know that to be true. I know all white people ain't racist.
Because I'm gonna tell you
what I do know is this though: amongst all white people, there's a consensus sentiment.
See, and I don't even like
saying that. Just listen. Just like amongst us, there's a consensus sentiment. This is what I know.
It's black people and it's niggas. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you that. I ain't no nigga, but I know a lot of niggas.
Yeah, I do too. Right?
Like, it is a difference. And that's why I say I don't like to lump people in those categories, because I don't lump myself, because it's different groups of niggas, man. It's different breeds of niggas, man.
Yeah, it is different breeds of niggas, but when it comes to us as a whole,
nah, it ain't no hoe, bro. It's
it is a
different
hoe.
breeds of niggas.
Because when it comes to them, it's a motherfucking hoe, goddammit.
No, it ain't.
When it comes to any other group of people,
no, it ain't. No, it ain't. Because
you want to know how I'm gonna prove to you it's a hoe? Let me tell you, prove to you how you was a hoe. It's an Asian crime bill. That's a whole separate group of people.
New Albany niggas ain't messing with the West Side niggas.
That's irrelevant. Listen, in California, they have an Asian crime bill.
Yeah, New York does too.
California, a federal that started in, ain't no crime bill for us.
Nah, they did that. They started that shit because that shit got started because of that New York shit when they was targeting the Asians and shit.
How about this? It got started because of some bullshit.
It was some bullshit.
How about that? But ain't no crime bill for us.
Nah. Because they can't identify all of us. There's too many different tribes.
They can't identify all of us.
No, they can't. No, they can't. A lot of niggas don't know their history.
They identify all of us.
What, niggas gonna go and say I'm black? That's not a race. That's not a. I mean, a
black is not a race, but and that's what L's talking about is another topic for another day that we ain't gonna get into right now. But for the sake of all of that, listen. For the sake of all of that, y'all can go holler at the homie Dane Calloway for all of that, right? But besides all of that, right? Y'all know what we talking about.
You the history lesson. That's how you.
That's not even what the show is about tonight.
Right.
Right.
But just I was just saying
about standing in solidarity with our little bro, man. Just like they stood in solidarity with Kyle Rittenhouse, and his ass ain't in jail right now.
Yeah, he definitely should get some house arrest while he going through the case for sure.
You know, just like he ain't in jail, you know. So and that's the same. We need to ride for Carmelo like how they ride for Kyle. Straight like that.
Them motherfuckers is crazy. See, the difference is that them motherfuckers be crazy, man. I ain't know them niggas is racist as hell. They be riding for them cops to be doing that shit, bro. Like them niggas is racist, bro. They be like straight pure, like inbred race motherfuckers. I can't get on code like them. Like I can't follow them niggas is devils. Them is the devils that people talk about, man. I ain't gonna follow in the devil path.
Shoot.
I'd rather create my own path, you know.
Yeah, but in the process of you
I'm not gonna mock the devil.
The process of you creating your own path, it's gonna people, whether you know it or not, whether you want to or not, who's gonna fall behind that path.
Yeah. And I hope they, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't want people, until I get a plan, I don't want nobody following me anyway.
You don't have no control over who follows you.
Hey, and the way that I walk is going to be righteous. I'm not going to walk blindly.
And walking blindly is not being in solidarity with your brethren 100% in such times.
Yeah, but that's a whole different. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about.
Yeah, that's not a whole different nothing. That's exactly in line with what we're talking about.
Yeah,
exactly in line with what we're talking about.
I could say I want the best for the homie, but that don't mean that I don't understand that this situation still need to be talked about.
Yeah, we talking about it. Definitely need to be talking about it. We will keep listening.
But I think people not having the conversations that need to be had.
We're gonna keep talking about it.
I think people want to have a conversation about the actual case, and yeah, that's a great conversation to have because, like you said, you can have an opinion on who you want. Like I won't even come home and all that too, just like everybody else. But I think the bigger conversation need to be had because I see people all the time on Facebook talk about, oh, such and such bullying my kid. I'm about to go up to the school and they mom and dad come up and blah blah, and I see that happen a lot. So this situation, when it happens, even though it's a black and white, it takes me back to like seeing this happen on my timeline. Damn near every other week, I see somebody's kid getting bullied on my timeline. and parents is crashing out on Facebook every fucking, I swear, it happens about 2 or 3 times a month. I see it happening all the time. So this is some shit that's really going on in school.
Now listen, though, I can't confirm or deny this, y'all, but I think our little bro about to come home. I think they're going to lower his bond to like $100K.
See, I told y'all that. I just said that
Can't
earlier.
confirm or deny. Listen, I can't confirm or deny that. I'm just seeing. I'm looking at my social media, and I'm looking at a consensus of what's being said. So, you know, we're gonna listen. We're gonna get our little product out of that motherfucking hoop.
Yeah, he should be able to get home and be on house arrest, man. That
Like
little,
this case from the outside, man.
yeah, he ain't got no criminal history. You only really lock people up and put them in $1 million bonds when they got like a criminal history or some shit. Like he's a kid in school 4.0. He ain't about to be fleeing the country, no shit like that. Like he ain't no drug dealer, kingpin or no shit. Like let him go home to his family and they can fight the case and go from it like that. That's perfectly fine. That's the best way to do it. Like I don't see him locking the kid up like that. He ain't got no criminal history. He ain't out here thugging in the streets. This is, like I said, it's a situation with a bully. That's why I think this court case is going to be really treading light, because it's a bully situation. And I think it happens more. It happens in every school. There's somebody getting bullied in every school. And what we cannot let happen is that people think that they could just be killing bullies.
But this is not a situation of killing bullies.
I'm just saying, bro. We can't even let that narrative even be a slither of hope.
That's the reason why we gotta stand.
We cannot let that happen
with our brother, because he didn't just kill him because he was a bully.
Whether we standing with our brother or not,
he was defending himself from a bully.
Defending yourself or not.
He didn't off him because he was a bully.
It's different ways to defend. What we have to do, then we have to teach these kids different defense.
We've been doing that, man. We've been doing that. There's things in order at that school. Listen, there's things in order at that school right now.
It didn't work in this situation. Those methods didn't work, and we need to find some type of system. This is one of the situations
where it just didn't work,
and that's why we need to find something, and we need to have a discussion.
Give us we do solution based.
You're saying like what?
Right. Give us a suggestion.
So that's what we're gonna have to think about.
Like what?
The discussion. That's why we have discussion.
We've been thinking about it, but while we've been thinking about it, there's things that are actually in place right now, though.
Okay, but we got to think about the future too. How we going to start the?
We don't know the future, hell.
How we going to minimize this bully situation?
We got to focus on what's in place right now. What can we do to enhance what's going on right now? Something like this don't happen. You know what should have been going on there that wasn't going on? Where was the adults? Where was they at? And that's the. Hey, listen here, and we don't need to talk about. We're actually talking for me. We need to talk about that in the sense of why they weren't around, but we don't need to talk about it in the sense of it's a system in place that should have been there, already in place. Where was the adult?
Exactly. So that's what we need to talk about.
When I say there's nothing to talk about, it was supposed
is something to talk about. There's everything to talk about. Right.
You feel me?
Preventive methods need to always be talked about.
So we need, of course, it needs to be asked why there was an adult there, but discussed in length, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there needs to be more measurements taken to.
It don't need to be no more measurements. We need to get people who follow the measurements.
We just need to figure out ways to mitigate bullying as much as possible.
The adult supervision just might have not been looking or not been around at this time.
Hey, but there should be no pushback on anybody wanting to have a conversation about minimizing bullying tactics in school.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this kind of like I'm saying what I'm saying is it's not a conversation that as far as like holds real priority due to the fact of the level of things already set in place for that. That's what I'm saying. So
well,
instead of
talk to the kids,
we need to try to figure out how can we maximize what's already in place.
Yeah, exactly. Maximize that. Teach these kids how to deal with bullies more effectively.
Right. But we've been doing that. This was just
we need to teach all this shit.
This was a situation where that wasn't implemented.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to stop everything.
Yeah. I just want this shit to be some shit that we really talk about because the bullying
We're gonna
shit.
keep talking about it.
Yeah, the
until our
bullying shit.
brothers up out of it. Listen here, until our little brothers up out of there, we're gonna talk about it. After he get out, we're gonna talk about it all throughout the course of this trial. We're gonna talk about how good a young brother he is. We're gonna support him in whatever he do up at the trial when they let him out. We're gonna talk about the good stuff. We're gonna sit up here and big up and talk about how he saved that person's life. I don't know if it's a little boy or little girl when he jumped in that pool and saved him from drowning. We're gonna talk about stuff like that. We're gonna paint our little brother in the light that he's supposed to be, like a good young black man he is. Not no killer, not no murderer.
Yeah, because he's definitely not that.
Right? And that's just straight how we're gonna end the show right there, man. Y'all be easy. We're gonna end the show with this joint right here from E.N.E. You understand what I'm saying? And I think this is a perfect song to play right here too, because shout out to my young brother Carmelo Anthony. You dig? This is the perfect song for you, little bro. You did. Shout out to everybody tuned in, tapped in. Shout out to my homie from the high desert. Look, all my white folks out there, it ain't no love lost, man. But I ride with my people 10 toes down, Jack. Understand that over here at A Room Talk Podcast, man. Respect that. And I ain't no racist.
That was kind of a racist.
Because that one means that I don't like white people simply because they're white, and that just so beyond a person like me that is just laughing.
I ain't gonna lie, you gotta listen to what you said and say it again slow.
He said Virgin Pig, he racist.
Hey, did you hear what he said?
Hey, from the high desert, I could tell what type of white guy you is too, man.
Hey,
right? You feel me? I'm a very high. Listen here. Through these airwaves and shit, I could tell what type of motherfucker you is, man. That's how thorough of a motherfucker I am, man. Please believe that. Right?
Right, just silly as hell.
With that being said, y'all have a good evening, man. We're going to get to this E.N.E, man. Shout out to my young brother, Carmelo Anthony. I know Carmelo Anthony is just like, Carmelo Anthony need to be throwing something on that GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? Go support our little bro, Carmelo, man. He got his mama named you, his daddy named you after him after you, nigga. See that FBA pride right there, man? That's the shit I'm talking about. You hear me? That's that FBA pride. That man named his son after you, brother.
Hey, pray for the desert. You should have hit the link. The link was at the top.
Huh?
I told you next time you gotta hit the link. It's on the top. We'll be here next Tuesday.
Yeah, we might be here tomorrow. You never know. I ain't got one posted up, but I can, this is my show. This is my platform.
All right, y'all. I'm about that. It's 1 o'clock. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, we've been chopping. This is one of those situations where we're gonna be chopping it heavy. You know what I'm saying? The link that I'm gonna drop on the next show that you can hit and come up and spit your game and talk your shit. That link. You did. Shout out to our young brother Carmelo Anthony. He about to get out of that who's gal. You understand what I'm saying, man? When our little brother get up out of there, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna stand with him 10 toes down throughout the duration of this whole situation, 100%. If this song is dedicated to our young brother Carmelo Anthony, man, we'll see y'all when we see y'all, man. A Real Talk Podcast. We got
Nickname me. Cause I'm short of fancy dub shit. Pay attention, let me fill y'all in. Real ass nigga, you can see I'm true to the T. I'm like AIDS, cause niggas ain't fucking with me. Mix the real with the fake and the real survive. Bucktown, CO is where a nigga resides. Smoking weed on the daily, and niggas gon' hate me. I'm sick too, crown me a champ like baby. I won't stop until I'm in a plural for Mercedes. The way a nigga spit make these hoes go crazy. If rap was there, C-Dub brought it back. It's C-Dub for life, now I'm working on attack. Yeah, CO, nigga in my D-boy stand. Big flames that'll make you niggas B-boys dance. They were saying I was hot, but I'm cool as a fan. Now they telling me I'm hot, cause I'm giving them dance. I ain't coming for no hundreds, I'm coming for grands. I'm like a football coach, I come with a plan. I want niggas to hear this and be like, that's my joint. I'm like a basketball team, I come with a plan. Yeah, I will not lose. I will not lose. Yeah. I'm a soldier, ain't no other way to feel, especially when I see how niggas are played the field.
Raising still at an early age might get you killed, but raising still at an early age might get you killed. Now how you wanna tell a young nigga hugging the block to go to school when you say 5 bundles of rock? Had enough to copy or watch, me see my drop, and always had enough block to flood drugs in the spot. And this nigga still a cop, yo, 16 op. He ain't Bruce Willis, but this nigga had 16 blocks. 16 shots in the block in case shit do pop. Put that beam on your head like a Hindu pop. I stopped fucking with haters back in 95, but to this day, dodging them is such a 9 to 5. Niggas always trying to get high, trying to rise. Sometimes I'm confused with my strap when they clutch to my side. I don't trust them if they slide, so I stay to myself and move invisible, sort of like a tank that's stealth. When you get in decimals, that's when your bank got wealth, and your money long enough to wear it cake itself. Keeping your health is a basic that you learned in school. Any nigga thinking different than the nigga's a fool. That's why you gotta play by the rules and stay on the cues. I will not lose. I will not lose. If silence is gold when I talk, it's a platinum language. Attitude change quick like the 80s can't hit. I'm here to represent for my people who never made it. Either 6 feet or cut the chain shit. It's a life cycle. White is a fight to despite who hold us down. Most of the time we our own cars scared to shine. Give me some space to breathe, place my J's and my trees up. Hop in my glass house, filling the freeze, bro. And get in my mind out for a sec, can I ease up? That'll be the time a nigga try to take my G's, bro. What you do, boys, got rock balance to eat ya. Through the streets, I'm a fucking beast, bro. But my life ain't over and I can't take shit back. From touching that, busting that, the bitch in the Nick packs. Poor get poor and the rich get richer black. Original aristocrat who like his pistol black. Learn early, money get low, nigga get it back. Don't crazy shit like abortion, ain't having that. Heart stop pumping and I'm staring at eternal black. Speed through life like going in, I ain't stopping. No peso, the narrow, not an option. The rock I'm rocking, the block is blocked in. So you don't understand why they call it the trap. 2G told you desperados walk with their gas. PE told you fight the power of pigs holding you back. Got the ground beneath my feet, whip behind my back. These rats in my vision, I can see where they at. Praying on my downfall, waiting to attack. And I'm on the ride to the top, I know they hate that. Remember, concealed weapons got something to prove. And I'm gonna do what I do, cause I will not lose.